What time is it? Game time! Woo!
What up? It's your boy, Detroit Love, back at you with another video with Michael B. the Game Genie and 19K Fox. Let's get it started.
And this has been an episode of Chasing Nostalgia.
Mike, you really got to give me like a little bit of a heads up so I can actually think about what Carl normally says.
No, you just all reflex. Just do it.
That was bad.
Nope.
Make it
So
happen.
anyways, for all of you that were hoping that PDubs would be back this week, well, I got good news and bad news. The good news is he's not here. The bad news is you also have me. I don't know what to tell you here.
God,
It's all terrible.
Are we gonna do another like pool and see if we can guess if PDubs is gonna show up tonight?
No, we asked PDubs, we said, what time is the show? And he said, I'm too pissed off to podcast. So he's just not here because he's pissed off.
Like every other day.
Yeah.
I should be in the middle though for like an American sandwich. Just so
that would work.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's better. I don't really like
Yeah.
being
Can I
right
do that?
beside Mike.
Yeah.
There
we go.
Better.
Yeah.
That's
You
fine.
two need some separation.
Look at this. Look at this. Cookies and cream.
Hey. What?
I'm not sure I follow Mike.
It's a Canadian thing. I don't know.
It's not a
anyways-
Canadian thing.
Anyways,
It's not.
we did invite PDubs, and hopefully he does show up. But he's a bit of a wild man. You don't know who's going to show up. Maybe Dub Zero, maybe Darkwing Dubs, maybe Angry PDubs. We'll see. Anyways, hopefully one of the real PDubs will stand up some point tonight. Unfortunately, you guys got me and the others for now. With everybody saying I did such a poor job last week, my intention is to do 60.39% worse this week. So we'll see how everything goes.
It's good to have goals.
It shouldn't be hard for you, Mike.
No. Nostalgia was really laying it into me about how poor I did last week. So.
Dear God. It wasn't that bad.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
Either way. So, Mike, you got to be on the game. You're going to host. You got to get us on with our topics.
Phone it in Friday. What the hell?
Phone it in Friday. We used to always say that at work. Like, Dark Room Arcade, you got this, Mike. I'm glad somebody believes in me. Somebody. My parents didn't, but I'm glad you did. Anyways, guys, do you want to talk about some home arcade stuff, retro gaming? Where do you want to start? What do you want to do? It's Friday, gentlemen. Someone's drinking. It's not me. I got coffee.
I'm drinking alcohol.
It's god awful warm here. Who wants to start?
I forgot my banana upstairs.
It's a good thing.
Ristalgia has actually switched to plantains because he doesn't want to feel self-conscious anymore.
There we go. That's fair. I appreciate that, Mike.
For God's sakes, man.
All right, Ristalgia, you never get to pick anything on the show. Why don't you choose? Where do we start?
Let's start with the first item that you have in the description, the Q Bert Replicade arcade machine that has been shipping and people are receiving. I just got mine today.
Very, very exciting. So let me actually just bring this up. I'm actually somewhat seemingly prepared. Not really, but let's try this. Oh, it didn't work already. You got to do this apparently. Share screen. I told you it was going to be worse this week.
Mike, you might have to retire
now
after
everyone's
this.
Gone.
Everyone's gone.
Crazy.
You can do this, Mike.
We can do it.
Just for the record,
I like this actually.
I do have the real thing right here.
You do have the real thing. We're going to show that.
It might be.
This
no,
is the
I'm a sealed box. I'm a sealed and box collector, Mike.
Take it out of the box, you piece of shit. Anyways, this is the prelude. So Q Bert is shipping right now from New Wave Toys. Anybody who missed out on the pre-order, the standard edition is still available at a price of $159.99 US. Added to cart today. They even got this great little video here. I don't know if you guys have checked it out yet, but it shows off some of the cool features of the cabinet. Here we go.
Wow.
I like it better with no sound.
Yeah, it's so much better. Mike, you're the best host.
Hell, this show's ruined. Anyways, yeah, we've got the Q Bert Replicade. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up, I'm very excited about it. You might have seen PDubs did a video on it last week. Cool Toy did an excellent video, just slightly better than PDubs. I don't know if it's slightly better, but Cool Toy did an excellent video as well. A lot of great reviews out there, but we're going to show you the shittiest review possible right now live from Steven Nostalgia. Steven Nostalgia, you're going to go full screen, brother, and show us your shit.
Hit it, SR.
Well, you guys know that I'm a sealed in box collector. So for today's review, we're just going to review the box and we're going to take a look at it. And I can tell you that it's a nice box. It's fairly big. It's got obviously a picture of the product on it, which is really nice. If you look on the side, it's got some profile shots here for you. And on the back,
nice. This is an exclusive, right? This is an exclusive.
This is an exclusive. I don't think anybody's reviewed the box yet.
No one has reviewed that. And I like the way that it lets you know what's inside the box.
It does. And when you look at the top, they left no space missed for branding.
None. No.
So you can see this is the Q Bert limited edition play scale arcade machine. And if you didn't know what that was from this, if you look here, it says it right down here. And on the bottom, it's got the information for the company and the licensing partners. And on the side, we got some more. And that's it, guys. It's a beautiful color blue. If you're into blue boxes, this is a great option for you. As Mike said, it's available on the New Wave Toys website for $159, unless you are in Canada, in which case it will be $300 because it costs as much to ship it to you as it does to buy the product. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
you guys want it open?
That is actually unfortunately true. It will cost just as much. When the 1942 went on sale for like $199 there a little while ago, it was $150 to get it shipped.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a good shot with this.
Anyways, we're going to put Nostalgia back in solo here so we can open it up and show you.
I'm going to try here, guys. Give me a break. I'm using a stupid webcam.
For those of you with a keen eye, you can notice in the background Nostalgia's casting couch. Nostalgia also films a certain Pornhub show down in his basement as well.
Okay, so let's get this thing out. So am I supposed to give you like live commentary?
Yes.
We have an instruction manual here.
Is it limited edition?
It is a limited. Everything in the box is limited edition.
Instead of an instruction manual, isn't that actually a replica of the original arcade operator's manual?
Man, I could not tell you. It says instruction manual on the package, so I'm assuming that's what it is.
That's the case. Absolutely.
Instruction manual, and then inside the instruction manual, which is probably the most important part, are the instructions. So,
can you actually repeat that just so BCon can hear? Back in the past about
I've heard B is not very good at one, following instruction, but also two, not using instructions when he's assembling things. This is really handy if you're incapable or incompetent. B, if you're one of those two things, use the instructions.
Does it include a table of contents? I think that's what everyone really wants to know.
It does, probably. It does not. It does not appear to have a table of contents.
See, that's not arcade accurate. Not even in the slightest.
It does not have a table of contents. I'm sorry, Fox.
sakes.
So, one of my favorite parts of these things is the little. I don't know if I'll be able to get it with the lighting. Possibly, no, not going to be able to. They've got these little replica tokens, and I don't know why I like these so much, but I freaking love that they include these with every single one of their devices.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Let's get down to brass tacks. Can you please decase the monitor?
And we're going to need to see that.
I thought you were going to ask to see the USB cable. Okay, so here it is. First ever Nostalgia unboxing.
Exclusive.
I like to keep things sealed.
Oh, can you change the camera so it's just your hands? We can't do it like this. Your hideous face is in the way.
We can do that.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so here it is. So it actually is really cool. They've done a lot of little tweaks to this specific cabinet over some of their other ones. One of the coolest ones, it's just like a little novelty, but they include like this little dangling metal lock. Like that's just a cool little touch to it. Obviously, they've got the die-cast doors, and they do open, so you can actually use them for little bits of storage or whatever you want. This opens up top as well, so you've got full access in there too. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of the exterior. There's the side view, front view, light up marquee as usual. Great viewing angles, unlike other arcade companies. This has stellar viewing angles. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I can turn her on if you want. Give you guys a little
baby,
bit
turn
of
me
a
on.
Yeah.
It takes a little while to get these things booted up, though. So
Fire up that
we
CRT.
expect a little foreplay. You just don't expect something to be turned on right away.
well,
That depends.
maybe in your world, Mike.
Depends on the cat. Ooh, there we are.
So
So what does your wife do? She just manages her way through the thicket in the forest that is the nostalgia for her. She's automatically turned on.
Is a machete involved?
so this is it. Obviously, the volume's quite loud. Let me put that down. So obviously, you're not going to really see it super well on this camera. It's not a great camera for filming something that's projecting light. But I can tell you the actual screen itself is really good. Like when you look at it, it's very vibrant. You can adjust the brightness. The viewing angles are like really good. You can pretty much turn it to the point where the side panel is covering the screen and it doesn't impact how good the screen looks. So they've done a really good job in terms of like picking a high quality monitor that went into this thing. And yeah, other than that, it is pretty well just like every other Replicade machine. It's well designed, it's sturdy, it's heavy, it's got some solid weight to it. I think this also has a thumper in it. So
knocker. It's called a knocker.
Knocker, whatever. So I'll be honest, Q Bert is not a game that I like. I have played this game maybe twice before this machine came. So yeah.
Do you often collect arcade replicas of games you hate?
I do.
No,
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a unique collection.
It is. It is. So that's usually it. So yeah, that's it, Mike. What do you want to? I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. Maybe I'll make a review on this, and I'll just cut this from our live stream.
So your immediate review, I have to tell you, 4 out of 10 would not recommend.
I was not prepared to review this today, Mike.
You were the one when I was showing the other thing. You were like, "Put me on screen. I've got one actually right here."
It's a great machine. It's a great machine.
I really am really impressed with the New Wave Toys brand. I haven't bought any yet. We've already had the discussion. It just sucks because there's not a real distribution system here in Canada, so we have to order directly from New Wave. Or you said something about Amazon, but I can't find them on Amazon except for second market, and they're usually marked up quite a bit. So the price point is a little restrictive for some of us here, but I mean, their attention to detail, what they do with the cabs is everything I want from a reproduction. Like, it's what I want Arcade1Up to be, that level of detail. I know it's probably not sensible, but what they do makes me very happy. And it's Q Bert. We've been saying this from Arcade1Up. Arcade1Up has the license. They have the license to the art. They could literally do this, and they're like, nah.
They choose not to.
Yeah.
So sad.
It's interesting because Replicate, you've said this, like they do an incredible job with the form factor, the design, the quality. even like the miniature, even the miniature controls, they feel really good. And you would not expect like these tiny little buttons and joysticks to feel good, but they do feel really good.
I don't know. I miss the riser. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, well, you can build your own riser if you want.
I guess
You could.
For that price point, I expect the riser included. I just do.
I guess that's fair.
It's a damn shame.
But they do a good job.
Pitbull, man. Pitbull got some cool shit. He's got a full-size Q Bert. That's pretty cool. Jealous of him.
We are suckers.
We are suckers. We are suckers.
No, they do a good job. And I would argue that out of all the companies
It's not accurate.
all the companies in the arcade space, home arcade space, I think it would be fair to say that New Wave Toys does the absolute best job at truly recreating the form factor and the experience of playing the machines.
Yeah, I agree.
You're using arcade authentic ROMs. The design is good. The artwork is like always perfect. Yeah, they just do a good job.
And still no AVP. I don't understand.
Well, who
I don't
knows?
get it.
That might come.
Well,
who knows?
That's intentionally to mess with you.
I don't
Intentionally.
like it, Mike. It's not right. It's unfair. At this point, I think it is a big joke. It's an industry-wide joke.
No, I think you're in a difficult situation there because although they were able to, whoa, he's
What?
alive.
Alive from the dead.
Yeah, baby.
All right, guys. What are we talking about?
Nothing really. We were talking about the Replicade. Nostalgia
We hadn't even started
did
the
a
show
live review, and I will tell you again, Nostalgia's live review with his face in the picture, 4 out of 10 would not recommend.
Guys, I do not do live reviews or show my face on my videos. There is a reason for that.
Yeah, you're so much better as just a voiceover artist.
I am.
Hands.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Nostalgia, there's a really
Yeah.
nice comment there for you.
Yeah, Paul knows exactly what's up. I come to this show just so that way I can be on here so Paul's unhappy.
You're such a different
purpose.
YouTuber on your channel versus life.
Yeah.
You're like
Yes.
the biggest dick in the world, but then Nostalgia, the channel, is like, hey guys. I was making the joke the other day. It's like Nostalgia when he reads a story to his kids, right? He's like, hey, this is Steve from Nostalgia. Let's get started.
I'm your father.
I am Sam. Sam I am. He's got a great voice. Got a great voiceover. You could read books for a living and people would totally buy that.
Movie Mark, $2 super chat. He's saying, dear God, thank God somebody professional and reasonable is there. Console Kits is here. Thank you very much, Movie Mark. I know we weren't doing well.
I think that's
still not,
a little
apparently.
harsh. I think
All right,
it's a
all
little
right.
bit.
So where are we at? Where we got an agenda to the show.
No, we haven't even gone live yet. We're just practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not live.
Waiting for Mike to hit the live button, and then we'll get serious. All right.
So there is something big coming up, guys.
Read
everyone else is
Nostalgia
throwing-
needs to happen. Yeah.
Read Nostalgia,
Oh.
the new channel. So Justin, so far in our Cole's notes, I guess you would call it, of our show, we've just covered the Q Bert Replicade that's just recently come out. Nostalgia received his today. A couple other great YouTubers, Cool Toy, PDubs, they've done reviews. Standard edition is now up for order. Anybody who wants to do it, we'll put a link in the description afterwards.
So the summary is it's really good if you like Q Bert.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But
If you
does-
like
does
Q Bert,
anybody, like,
you'll totally love this.
Well, I was gonna say, does anybody like? I know there's people who like Q Bert, but aside from PDubs, is there anyone who actually loves Q Bert?
Oh yeah,
Because
Q
there's
Bert's
people-
up in the top
Yeah.
10 when it comes to like retro home arcade games. It's
Oh yeah.
regarded in that capacity.
Yeah, it's
That
sold
blows
like
my
billions on, Arcade1Up, right? They've Oh wait, they've never made one.
No,
that's
because they've
right.
got it in their head that nobody wants this with 2 games. Who would want a Q-Bert when we can give you Yoga Flame?
Yeah, but come on, man. I can't imagine that a Q Bert ArcadeOneUp cabinet would sell that well, would it?
Oh come on.
yeah.
Come
Damn it.
on.
What are you crazy? You just bought one. How much did you pay for that
Well,
one?
it
$1,000
depends.
Canadian.
It depends. It depends.
Well,
And it's this
If-
big.
What they would have to do is they would have to do a partnership with it. So it would be the Q-Bert, Clot, Shack Edition. So
Yeah.
That would
leather your
move.
headset.
That would
I
move.
love that idea. Love it.
So anyways, quick $2 super chat, mystery encoder. That's not very nice. We love console kits, but we also love our
That's a long-running
beautiful-
mystery encoder joke, though.
beautiful Jortsman PDubs, who's not here tonight because of his anger problems.
PDubs could be greater than console kits if he didn't like Q Bert so much. But that's like a character flaw
That's a
he
fair
can't run away
criticism, I
from.
think, though. No, I think it's fair. That's right.
Thank you very much for the super chat.
Mystery
I
encoder's
appreciate
a developer. There's you don't know what he set those variables to. He's got a greater than sign there. For all we know, PDubs is nan, not a number.
Fact.
So you're gonna have console kits is always greater than nan. It's just how it works. Oh wait, that's right. Mystery encoder doesn't write in JavaScript. Never mind. So it's like void. There you go. Does
So
that
we've
make sense?
established
Mystery
PDubs
encoder?
is equal to nothing.
There you go. Actually, it's weird because in the JavaScript language, I think number is not a number is a number, which is really weird.
That's not right.
That's not right. It doesn't make any sense, but it's true.
Mike, are you following this?
No, I was lost so long ago. I just
Good.
I want
I'm
to
not the
I
only
was just
one.
like, I get it, but I'm turning my
And-
camera off.
I wanted to
I
go in a
just did
little bit
that.
of a different direction, and Nostalgia's not here, which it sucks now, but
It's a shame you couldn't make it.
like they always say, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So you get a couple people that are out there, they're like, why does everybody like Donut Dodo? That game's the shits. That game's the shits to you. It doesn't meet your interests, but that doesn't mean other people don't like it. Not everybody's going to like the same thing. Same thing
No.
with Q Bert. Some people are going to look at Q Bert and be like, man, Q Bert is dog shit. Like Nostalgia's saying, because he has no class.
No, you don't get it. It's
Right.
the Dodo game. It's everyone's grading on the curve. So when there's like game after game after game on the iArcade, that's like, oh, okay, ColecoVision port. Oh, okay, I see you. And then we all started playing this Dodo game. We're like, this game's kind of fun. Kind of grading on the curve.
What I don't know what you mean by that. I guess what you're
I
saying
think they're all
is-
great, aren't they? I've been told from reliable sources that every game on the iArcade is great, if not perfection.
I don't think anyone's saying that.
I think tons of well, there
Not
some
something,
No.
dude. Only
Well,
a Sith works.
was a guy.
in absolutes.
Just for the record,
Every
Fox,
game is great.
Fox, you're right.
Yes.
Every single released game from iArcade is a masterpiece.
Obviously.
There's no questions about that.
Movie Mark with a $2 super chat, chipping in for the anger management. Thank you very much, Movie Mark. We'll
we
get
need those. We
help
need
they
that fun,
need.
yeah.
Hang in there, P-dubs.
Scarpad's Comic Treks. Today was a historic iArcade game came out, War Room, that the licensing fees were the same as the costs, $3.99. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat, Scarpad Comic Treks.
It's a wicked burn.
This is
Arcade's
actually-
like, we don't need to make a profit on this one.
This is actually a really good
Fine.
transition point. So I want to bring this up, guys, and we'll see if I can figure out how to do this. Yeah, there it is. I almost know how to do
Beautiful.
this now.
There we
Yeah.
go.
So today we had two new games come out from iArcade. We had War Room, which we're going to look at right now. And I don't know what this is. Is this like a ColecoVision game or what's the deal with it, guys?
Badass is what it is, Mike. That's all you need to know.
Is this like an MS-DOS game? Like it's just...
It's an MSX, Japanese exclusive.
Oh, is it really?
Available for the first time in the U.S. Exactly. Everyone
Hey.
is really excited about this.
Don't
Are they really?
bust it. Back in those days, you
Yeah.
could only
Oh,
get
yeah.
3 colors in the background. That's just how
See?
it worked.
See?
You could only do 2 layers. Sprites were like, a fourth of the entire page. Like it's just
And that, yeah, this is actually a map of the U.S. The third screenshot is Florida.
And I'd like to interrupt our show for our sponsored segment for
Sims.
State Survival.
Sims Murder. Oh, that's War Room. There we go.
Oh, guys, is that coming through as loud as it was for me?
It's we
It's
can't.
not
can't
coming
hear
through at
the
all,
sound.
Mike.
No.
You really don't know what you're doing.
Jerry.
We just hear the sultry strumming sounds of console.
Good job, gents. I'm still on the fence about iArcade. I have 6 one-up arcades, but need a reason for the other.
you
Well-
have to buy 10 ArcadeOneUps before you'll consider an iArcade. That's the rule.
That's fair. I think I'm up to 14. So
Yeah. You were
So,
overdue.
that's
I'm not-
true. Well, that's
I'm-
true.
I'm not familiar with War Room and this other game here that came out. Where is it? I keep pressing the wrong screen because I
It was Trigger. There we
Trigger
go.
Dungeon.
Trigger Dungeon.
So is this a modern retro game? Like modern
This
retro?
is a modern retro game.
Retro modern retro.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
At one point, it was modern, now deemed retro, inspired by the actual game when it was modern.
So both games today came out
Yeah.
$3.99. I don't know. It's not anything I've seen. I haven't had a chance to really take a look at Trigger Dungeon. I looked in the War Room earlier and said, "That's not for me, Chief." So not a great day for iArcade.
Who were you talking to named Chief? Is that their
Jung,
name?
he's chief.
Like, oh, gotcha. One-on-one conference. I gotta say though, when I saw Trigger, I was hoping this was a Lycon game. Sadly, that's not the case.
Do you think some people got triggered over this game?
I was.
Yeah, apparently one of the things when we were talking to PDubs earlier, he said that the iArcade community was pretty upset today, and I guess it is at their perceived quality of the games that were released. But it's tough. Like PDubs said it himself. I don't know if it was on Super Game Room Dudes or when we were on Kong's show, because we do so many shows. I mean, we do more YouTube than playing games, obviously.
Right.
But he did mention that, we haven't had any real bangers this year. Like last year, there was some cool shit that came out, Mayhem Brawler. This year, we've got some very interesting games, but we haven't had anything really, really up there. So
what do you call it when you're stuck in a position? It's like you're imprisoned in a place where you're constantly upset about everything that happens.
It's called talking to yourself.
I think that's called depression.
No, it's called Trigger Dungeon.
Trigger Dungeon.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It's the name of the. He worked that in. I like that.
Yeah, I did.
Bill's Retro Gaming Show says the firmware release today was more important than these crap games. Hopefully they fix the Wi-Fi issues people have been having. I know that was one of the big ones. Us fools here in Canada can finally get online with you guys in the US. So if anybody wants to play some Warrior Blade with me or Night Slashers later on, let me know.
That's if your communist government allows it,
Yeah, but that's true.
Depending on today, the day of the week.
Yikes.
You may think Justin Trudeau thinks it's witchcraft. So
yeah, this has been a rough day for everybody. Like I was sitting there and everybody was so upset in the States today about Roe versus Wade, and you can choose your own side on that, what you think. And I was like, man, I'm so glad in Canada we don't got to deal with this. And then Justin Trudeau comes out and goes, no media can say anything negative about the Canadian ideal.
It's so crazy. There's all this chaos going on in the government. But I got an email today that in Iowa, you don't have to apply to a school district to be able to do, another district application. And I'm like super excited. Like
That's
the schools are all
good.
like, oh my God, we can't calculate the expense of our school year. But I'm all like, my daughter's going into high school. She's homeschooling and she wants to apply for this online community school. And she got in, like she's getting in, like totally, because like we don't have to do any of the paperwork. I don't know what's going on. Like it's all this chaos in the world. Today couldn't be a better day. Like today's a landmark day when it comes to,
School
Iowa
choice.
being able to do cross district, whatever.
look at this guy.
Glenn knows what I'm talking about.
He knows what time it is.
So now that you're here, Glenn, let's ease you in with a softball question, something that won't make you uncomfortable, force you into a difficult situation with any of your partners. When are we getting light gun games on the iArcade?
When I finish this bottle.
So let's
Good
start
man.
drinking.
All right.
Drink.
So I'm sorry, what was the question? I was drinking my alcohol here.
Is Trigger
He was
Dungeon
asking
light gun
specifically-
compatible?
Yeah, he was asking specifically what light gun games are you working on to be compatible with for iArcade?
Yes.
All of them.
5? Or 10?
All the games.
John already gets me $5 every single time I say, "Oh, I had a lot to drink." What do I say when he says that?
Oh,
I don't know. I was getting ready to do math. 5
Experience.
times you say what?
Experience. Every time I say experience.
no, not experience. The immersive experience, right?
The
That's
immersive
the
experience.
gold edition.
There it
the
is.
immersive experience.
Yes, I think
So-
you got to pay Jong he's got the license for that.
Well, that's the thing. So
Word.
if I mention anything outside of that, he'd own me. But I will say that we are working very closely with a lot of different controllers and such for it. But we are going to make it as best we can compatible with the old machines too, because there's a lot of people who purchase the original, right? And we don't want the original people to feel, Arcade1Up. I mean, left out.
Ooh, shots fired.
Wicked
Shots
burn.
fired.
Yeah, that's great. We're happy for them. So the gold edition customers, they're gonna get the best stuff, right?
Well,
on, buddy.
I will say that the experience might be a little bit better just because it'll be a hard line direct connection. Bluetooth is always going to have some type of latency. I mean, there's just no way around that.
Right.
Well, we're trying to do the best we can, but the technology of going wireless, that's why the Atari 2600 rules, because it was all hardwired. Now this Xbox wireless Bluetooth crap.
Yeah, iArcade has turned into a cable company. You know,
Yeah.
if you're an
iArcade, formerly
existing
Comcast.
subscriber, you're totally screwed. But
Get a
if you
package.
sign up brand new, you get all the good deals.
Yo, not when I call. I get that deal. I'm like,
Because you do the thing where every year you
Every
lower the
year.
rate.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Every year I
switch
call 'em. I call them. I've gone in. I've gone right into the place. Said, what are you, nuts? You got these people, they're paying they had a deal going. It's like $40 for like 400 megabits, lifetime. Oh, Mr. Clemento, I'm sorry. You can't have that. You're a customer. Let's talk.
Yeah,
And when I was
how
done,
about I cancel and re-sign up?
and then sign
I
up again.
didn't even do that. I just talked them till they basically say, okay.
So you walked into the store, created a scene,
Oh, yeah.
stood in line, made everybody else wait. We were talking about if men were named Karen earlier.
It's called
point.
glaring.
Glaring.
Anyways, Glenn,
Oh, no, you're not. You're not charging me more than those new people. Ain't happening. No.
So Glenn,
Yes.
we were talking about iArcade's games and the stuff that came out today. Nothing super exciting. Do you think that maybe they're just holding off for the gold edition to drop and they're going to hit us with hot as soon as the gold edition comes out?
I would say it would probably make a little sense when you have the new machine coming out. You want to have some A-list titles really to drive sales.
Only 1A though, not 3.
Not 3, but
Single A.
more so than that. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm still playing Donut Dodo. I'm happy with that game, so I'm having a blast with that.
That's why I
It's a
bought the
great
cabinet.
game.
Absolutely.
Are you serious, Fox? Is that why you bought it?
No.
Oh,
No, there's some really fun games in the iArcade, but I think one of the big problems are people buy this cabinet, and I preface this in my review. I'm like, go look at the game library.
Right.
Go make sure you're happy with that game library
Yes.
before you buy this cabinet, because I can't guarantee you that there's going to be some kind of mystery game coming. And people keep wanting different things, right? So there's people out there that want the new modern stuff. Like Nostalgia really opened up my mind and my thighs to make me really accept a lot of different things for the arcade.
We said we wouldn't talk about
Keep
that,
that
guys.
private,
It's
please.
Not the forum, not the time.
But
well, the
you
thing
know
is
what I mean?
anything,
I do like
console,
playing
Michael,
those.
Any console that comes out, you got to see what the game library is. How many times have consoles come out extremely powerful, but there's not a lot of good games, or
That is unfortunately that is not the way the world works. The PS5 came out and they did lots of announcements for games that were coming in the future, but the launch titles all pretty well sucked, or they were just available on the PS4 and the PS5, and people are still buying out the PS5 the second it goes in stock.
Well, the one good
yes.
thing about it is it's backward compatible, right, with the PS4, right? So you can get
Yep.
some enhancements to the title. So that I kind of get that. Me personally, I have not been one of those people to buy it. I need a good game, like even the Xbox. It was really after the second Halo came out and Gears, that I finally jumped on board, and I love those two genre of games. But there has to be some reason to purchase it. I mean, I'm old. Your Atari 2600 was selling, but didn't really sell until Space Invaders came out. That was the killer app. You need a killer app, right? You had Mario on the NES. That was its killer app, and that's people drove sales to it.
It's going to be God of War, though, right? It's going to be God of War.
I don't think Mario was the influencer on the NES. I'm pretty sure the ET game was.
You're so
E.T. rocks.
learned.
I'm
That is such a
just
good
So
game.
learned.
Incorrect.
Programmed in
I'm
6
joking.
minutes.
So, anyways, guys, we spent a lot of time on this. The point was, there's people out there that want arcade classic, big hits, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, some of the stuff that Arcade1Up has on the iArcade, which I don't know necessarily if we're ever going to get. That's just the truth. But there's a lot of other
licenses
stuff
are
on
locked
there.
down, and Arcade
well,
One
that's
is
the
pretty
thing.
good at making sure if they get a license that they could pump out 300 versions of Pac-Man, then no one else can do it.
I would argue as long as Arcade1Up is making arcade machines, you will never see Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, any Pac-Man on iArcade. As long as Arcade1Up is in the business of making these machines, we're never going to see it on any other
Yeah. So I just
competitor.
want to preface that Jiang says anything is possible, and anything is possible with time and availability. But right now, I think you're going to get some good stuff. Like they've got access to Taito library. I mean, why not do Zookeeper? Zookeeper's so badass, and if they got access to it, I think people would stand up and be like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" And another one here, Chris Kingsborough. I brought up the comment here. There's a new Pocky and Rocky game coming out called Pocky and Rocky Reshined. If you're any bit of a Super Nintendo aficionado, you would have played the Pocky and Rocky games on Super Nintendo. This Reshined is going to be badass, and that's a good fit. Yeah, Pocket Rocky.
And Rocky.
Pocky and Rocky. So I'm moving on from my arcade now. I had a rough day today. Let's be honest. The two games that came out weren't good in terms of games, but the online updates, pretty dope. I'm looking forward to finally being able to jump into the arena.
We can wake Paul up now for shifting away from my arcade.
Can we be clear? Like, everyone in home arcade had a bad day, right?
No.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, Ek Games didn't do shit.
That's right.
Just kept cruising
Which
up.
is another bad day for
true.
them.
I was going to say, like, Arcade, Arcade1Up did nothing. Arcade came out with games that some people will enjoy, and Arcade1Up is just giving up. That's basically where we're at. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if the executive management starts quitting. Like, that's where we're at with Arcade1Up. It's just like John D is going to move on to something else, and he's like, this is stupid.
The next iteration should just have no monitor.
There you go.
BYOM.
If they're a startup that's trying to like sell, try to get bought out or try to go public, yeah, they made a move today. That's just not going to happen.
I think a lot of people are pretty unhappy about a cabinet they might have got today. And
I don't see what the problem is.
Do you want to move into that, or do you want to talk about something else?
No, let's talk about it, Mike.
All right.
What are we talking about? What are people
Hit
upset
it, baby.
about?
Come on, let's go.
Last
Could be
night,
poor monitors.
Wait. Raise your hand if you actually own the unit,
Which one?
the MK.
No,
Well,
Because if you don't own it, you can't talk about it.
Oh,
that
that's
is-
right. I don't
that is
actually
the
have it
stupidest
yet.
thing I've ever heard.
So
I
can't,
do
I
full
can't-
reviews.
I don't know what it
on
is.
I
don't
own Mortal
own
Kombat.
I
I own like
don't
50
know.
Mortal Kombat.
I can't. I
You
don't
just
have it
stipulate
yet.
the
I
new
can't talk
machine,
about
so
it.
Yeah, I'm out of this conversation.
No, we're going to talk about it anyway.
Tuesday.
I
I
did
can
buy
talk
it.
about it.
I did buy it. I just don't own it.
Mike, keep us on screen, bro. You
No.
got this.
No,
You got this.
I don't want you.
Mike,
So
you're a badass. You know it.
some of you may have been involved last night. How do I turn off the volume on this? Why is that
You
coming
hear
on?
the little volume, the horn thing? Just
Yeah, right
lower
there.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or you can
There you
right click on the tab and just hit mute.
There you go.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I
it's
love
muted
And I'd like
now.
to interrupt our
Triscuits are
live
beautiful.
stream
Buffalo
for our
Triscuits are
sponsor.
good.
They're
Can't
delicious.
find them though.
They're
Triscuit
nutritious.
and nutritious.
Now you're
Yep.
eating shit.
Yep.
It's fiber, baby. Come on.
Mike, why are you flying?
Now, I will say that I got to watch some of this last night. I didn't watch it all, but like I got a pretty decent about it. And the winner for the show last night is Michael B. For all of his reference to the Catalina wine mixer. I was dying. He just subtly kind of put that in there all the time. And I just watched that movie the other day.
Step Brothers, yeah.
Step Brothers.
Great movie.
Catalina
You
wine
got to pay attention. Mike always slips that stuff in.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said. You got to do the Pam version of that's what she said when Pam
She's
was
so
working for
excited when she
corporate.
gets it.
Yeah.
What was the Catalina wine mixer anyway?
Oh, it's
The Defender
stupid
Party
corporate
Cade.
event. Yeah,
You're like,
Defender
oh,
Party
should you
Cade.
get the Defender Partycade? Well,
Dude.
it's the freaking Catalina wine mixer.
But it is this miracle product that Arcade1Up
Yeah.
put out. They were just sitting there one day and they were like, seems like all these people want this
I
classic.
guarantee
80s
you,
game
no
with
one from
accurate
Arcade1Up
controls.
product actually worked on that.
No. It was an
like
intern. It was an intern.
Yeah, exactly. Like some intern worked. I think I got a good list here and a good control panel, and they're like, why is
Whatever.
that thing selling out? Like, oh, someone actually cares about their job.
Yeah.
Just give him a party kid line. Who cares?
Anyways, this was sadly rough last night, and I know some people will probably take shots at us for being so critical, but I mean, you have to understand we're not doing it for clicks, views, anything like that. We're trying to provide constructive feedback for you people to make decisions on
Hey,
whether
hey,
or not
Mike.
you want to.
Hey, what do you mean?
don't
you people?
ever have to defend your opinion, bro. Just say it.
What do you mean, you people? That's what I don't.
You gotta be
Oh,
careful.
that's a good
People always
question.
take things the wrong way. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, the truth is, like, we were all very nervous about the switch to the TN monitor. I know some people, like, I'm gonna just call him out. Garage Gamer, as soon as he found out, canceled his order. We're talking like months ago. And he was like, yeah, I don't want a TN monitor. Some people just have really high expectations. Some people don't care. That's fine. But you got to know up front the quality of the monitor if that's important to you. And we've all provided that information. So anybody saying that there's people out there defending this cabinet, no one's blindly defending it. Everybody's telling the truth. There's positives and negatives. And obviously the screen is certainly a big negative that we just have a lot of problems with. Like I knew about it. I decided not to buy this cabinet, and I got Ridge Racer when it was on sale because of it. Obviously, some FOMO kicked in when I learned all my bandmates here were all getting it. But at the same time, I still feel pretty good with my decision to get Ridge Racer over it.
I do want to mention, someone had said, like, could you swap out the monitor on this? And if someone is, like, just absolutely in love with the look of the cabinet and they want to play the game, and, you know, maybe there's some questionable things about the online. The Smile Bit, is that the name of the channel? You know, it's Sean Watson, right?
The Real Smile Bit.
The Real Smile Bit. He does have a video on 17-inch 5x4 monitors, a drop-in replacement. It's a Dell monitor. It's IPS. I believe it's going to be compatible. It's going to have the same resolution. It's going to have the same, you know, power for the, you know, the LED backlight. You know, it's going to have all the same cabling. So it is definitely possible to improve the quality of the monitor. That is the hardware fix. I did read someone comment that, oh, maybe they could add brightness, or and maybe Glenn can back me up on this. I just don't think it's possible. Like, the PCB on the Arcade1Up does not have controls to adjust the voltage of the backlight. Like, it's just static voltage, right? Like, on eBay there was a guy that made a little pot that with a voltage regulator that you can turn that allows it to adjust it. That's a hardware. A lot of devices out there, like televisions,
very sneaky was the guy who made
very
that.
very sneaky, right? And televisions have that software to hardware input where you can, you know, change the brightness and the contrast, and it's actually adjusting hardware settings on the panel. That just doesn't exist on any home arcade product. This is a hardware problem, and it can only be fixed by either dealing with it, just living with it, or swapping out the monitor.
So Bri G says, bunch of crying for something that won't bother you standing in front of. But that's an interesting comment because it's not necessarily true. Most of us standing in front of it, we're about 5'10", 5'11". Some of us are taller. You will notice the color discoloration, like the black level problems standing at that level up. Shouldn't you, Justin? That's what B was saying last night. You can notice the black levels immediately.
Well, and it's also optimized for a certain viewing angle, right? It's optimized for, they pick where they think you're going to stand, and they focus it for, whether it's polarizing or whatever. So, you know, you're going to see it. And I think Mike, didn't B actually take a few pictures and say it is worse to the right versus the left?
We talked about that last night. That was a weird thing. For some reason, the angle on one side was worse than the other.
No, that's pretty typical for that type of monitor. The way the substrate is, you're going to get better light transmission on one side. Depends on the orientation of the monitor. It could be up or down, left or right, but that's pretty standard for that type of monitor.
Console fanboy, $5 super chat. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you guys off.
Actually, it's $4.99, Michael.
I'm sorry, $4.99. I'll pay the other cent at some point.
Let's not round it up, okay? Come on now.
There is a difference with having some negative and some positives, but one big negative will ruin it all. And for some people, that's entirely true. Like, if the screen is that offensive to you, it will completely ruin your experience. I've had it where I've bought Arcade1Up products, and there's just one minor defect. Like my original Mortal Kombat 2 cab, the bezel was misaligned, and it just drove me nuts. I hated the cabinet because of that.
I think we should break it down.
When the machines came out at $299, I mean, Retro Ralph even made this comment earlier today on Twitter. You know, at $299, you gave a little more leeway to some of these things because it was $299. These aren't $299 anymore. So if they're going to start being at $500-$600, that's a different level of expectations for the end user. I mean, again, even at $299, you should get what you pay for. But
but I mean, Glenn, you're exactly right. And at this point, we're having problems with something that wasn't a problem before. It's not like they've constantly struggled with monitors. They had this in the bag, right? It's done, baby. Let's
Yeah.
move on. And now we've got so many things done right with the marquee and the way the thing looks and the shape, and to now regress and have the monitor be an issue.
Right. It's like
And,
they
you know,
can't get 100%. They always go
they're
85%.
almost there.
Yeah.
And the comment about crying, you can call it crying. That's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. I am, however, going to say whatever I think is an issue with the cabinet. I mean, I really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, whether it's the artwork or the monitor, or whatever.
Fox, can you just stop crying for a minute?
Stop
No,
crying.
I'm not. I'm sad.
Stop
I'm
crying.
inside.
Fork over $500 and just
Yeah.
get it.
There's,
500. I know. Just
there's
buy
a
it.
different range of people that are sensitive to different things. Like there's something about the original Gen 1. There was a friend of mine that got the Street Fighter Gen 1, and he was like, I got to return this. I'm like, why? He's like, look at the screen tearing. I'm like, what screen tearing? He's like, okay, play Street Fighter, notice the elephants, and you'll see every few seconds a big line. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I have to really focus to see that. And he's like, yeah, I just can't not see it.
Right.
My brother-in-law, he used to work at a theater, and he did like analysis of the film. And so his job was to see how spotty the film was, you know, and then he would go to the movie company and be like, we need another version of Batman. Like, this is, you know, it has those spots. And it ruined him because he studied that. And every single time he was watching things non-digital, before digital, it's all he could see. He literally trained his eyes where if he was watching film, all he could see is the spots. It was so distracting. It's just to illustrate that some people are more sensitive to other things. And if one person is like, look, you stand in the middle of it, it looks fine. Great. You're not sensitive to that. Doesn't make you better. Doesn't make you worse. It's just for some reason, like the discoloration just doesn't jar you and it doesn't take you away from the experience. That's great. You got to respect that there's other people that are just like my golden tee almost doesn't get played because I see the discoloration. Like, it's just driving me nuts. It's like an OCD thing.
What Fox said before, though, is accurate. As YouTubers and influencers, it's our job to point all these things out. Whether or not it affects us personally doesn't matter. We're here to tell you and review what we see on the device.
Yeah.
You may take say I don't care, or you can care, but it's our jobs or our stuff we do on a channel to express
right
everything we see. And you take that for what it is. We're not telling you to buy it. We're not telling you to not buy it. But we're going to give you the information so you can make the right decision.
Right. And if you say like, hey, we're crying, great. You have your answer. It obviously doesn't bother you. Then buy it.
Which is cool. I mean,
Great.
dude, have it, enjoy it, and love it. And I God bless you.
I do want to continue on.
For the love.
Like Obi-Wan
Poor
Kenobi.
mouth.
Some people say they like it. I say it's complete trash. But that's just me. And I will cry about
you
it.
and I
You're
need to talk
horrible
later,
human.
buddy.
You're
You're my spirit animal right now.
Oh, you don't like it either.
You know what?
Well,
When I was
can't-
on Rexer's show, real quick, I gave it a 6.5. I watched the last episode. I give it a 0. I have now put this at 7, 8, 9. I wiped it from my memory. F it.
I haven't
Effort.
watched the last episode. I think I got a lot of. Well, that's another show, probably. I don't
So
wanna-
I do want to go back to you guys have made me lose my
That's our job. It's just to throw you
no
off
no
your
no.
game.
But I do
Mhm.
I do want to go back. I'm
PDubs
trying to-
would have lost his spot.
No, yes, he would. PDubs just would have said, "I don't care about this." So, anyways, jean shorts.
They're the bomb.
Oh Jesus, I'm really mad now because there was something I actually wanted to say. This
Now
is-
you're mad too?
yeah,
Are you
I'm
gonna
mad.
storm off too?
Stop
Mad.
crying, Mike.
No
Monitor,
podcasting
you're
tonight.
crying. Something. What is
We're gonna have to move
Something
on. I can't
about
remember.
Obi-Wan, right?
Obi-Wan?
No, it was before the Obi-Wan point. It was what Glenn was saying, and I couldn't jump in there.
Oh, damn it. I had a
Our
comment.
job
I
is
ruined it
YouTubers.
myself.
Our job as YouTubers. Yes, that's it. You're
There you go.
wonderful. Fox.
Boom.
So Cool Toy always does a really good job.
So
It's
anyway,
Cool
so
Toy.
what I was thinking about, I'm
What are
kidding.
you saying about Obi-Wan Kenobi?
So Cool Toy does a really good job of this, and he always talks about like, I don't want to tell you my opinion because I'm not trying to force you to think like me or go in my direction. I want to just provide a bunch of information so you can make a decision. And I like to think that all of us aspire to do that. We're just giving people information on our thoughts and feelings on the cabinet, and then you guys can make your own decision. Don't listen to
No.
me. I don't give a shit what you
No.
do. Like if you buy the cabinet, I'm going to be like, great. I hope you enjoy it. But
No.
you know, keep in mind before, don't blame me afterwards if you don't like the screen, because I told you the screen was kind of shitty.
No,
I'm totally
Cool Toy's
giving my
strategy is to give no opinion so that you'll always. Have you ever watched Twilight?
No, because we're
So
not.
in
God's
the show
sakes,
Twilight,
no.
the entire story for Twilight
is he
is the
saying? Oh, he's going
girl
off the
is
rails.
so plain. She's empty inside.
What's happening?
That means every other
Where are we going?
girl, there's a point to this. Every other
Okay.
girl can relate to her. Because all they got to do is they're like, I'm a girl that's 13 years old that
Kristen
has this
Stewart is just a
philosophy,
blank slate.
has
Is that
this
what you're saying?
opinion,
She's just-
and bam, I'm just like the Twilight girl. Or you have this completely other opinion. You're like, I'm just like the Twilight girl. Literally, all the young people
all
in novels
Twilight
were
girls.
all sold out on Twilight because she had no opinion.
Justin,
I
are you
didn't
trying
even
to
know
tell
this.
us?
Cool
Are you
Toy
trying-
I didn't
strategy
even know
is
this
to
kid.
appeal
This
to
is
everybody
disturbing.
by having no
Like
opinion.
disturbing.
So
Like
everyone
a
likes
blank
him.
void.
But Justin,
I
Yeah.
I would
hold on.
like to know if you do look up Nostalgia's LinkedIn profile, it does say like a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, I'm
want
just
people
saying
to
Cool
know.
Toy is a 13-year-old girl. Okay.
Picture of Kirsten Stewart.
I was going to say, Justin, are you trying to tell us that you feel like you are like the 13-year-old girl in Twilight?
Absolutely.
On
And you
the
know what's
inside.
great about it? Is Cool
Tell me.
Toy will never say anything about this. Maybe he'll make a tweet that's super passive aggressive about it, but he'll never
Yeah.
call me out on it because then he
Yeah.
would have to take a position towards me. And he won't
Say
ever do
some,
that.
Some people compare me to the Twilight girl, but I don't think
That's
you should
right.
compare
He'll be
anybody
like,
to
"Oh my
anything
god,
ever."
the Twilight Girl comment was
I
just,
just
like
said it. I don't know
off
who
the
said it.
rails." Comparing me to a 13-year-old girl was just a horrible move by that person.
Just say, just for the
right.
record, I totally give my opinion, but it is just my opinion. It's
And it's
take
not
that
really
and
worth
$5 bucks
anything.
It's your
so-
opinion
worth
to give your
nothing.
opinion. It's
Yeah.
also Cool Toy's opinion to not give his
to
opinion.
be
So
vanilla.
respect that.
Anyways, I think we're missing the point of what we're saying. So the whole point of what we're saying is
Off
we
the
all
rails.
give our opinions to try to inform you about issues or what's good, what's not good, based on what I like. But you guys, then it's your job to take my information and say, well, he's a big Arcade1Up fan. Maybe he's a little soft on this and stuff like that.
Fanboy.
It's
that's not
back
the
and
only
forth.
thing you're soft on, Mike.
Oh man,
There we
I
go. We're off
really,
again.
really like nostalgia. All right, so moving on to something a little bit. No, we do have to talk about this. So some of the other cabinets are out as well. Centipede. Some people, only Peter McNabb so far has got them, but apparently they have hit here in Canada, so the stores should be sending them out soon. We've also seen One Pack Mania has hit out in the wild as well. So it looks like all those legacy cabs are moving from Arcade1Up now. So if you've been waiting on it, expect to see them soon. They all have the TN monitor, just heads up. And we did confirm when we decased it last night, it's the same monitor that is in the Wave 1s, except it has that stupid new lamp in the back, right? Right, console kits? That's
I don't
the big
know.
difference.
I don't know. I think Mystery Encoder may know, or the real Smile Bit is tracking
Real Smile
it
Bit,
closely.
yeah. He was saying last night that's the big difference. The original had a
CFL.
LCD lamp. What is it?
Yeah.
A CFL?
The CFL lamps and
Yeah.
behind it instead of LED backlight. It's actually
Yeah.
like the bulb in an easy bake oven. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what. That's what
I'm gonna make a cupcake.
This is
on
why
my
you're like,
Arcade1Up.
something's about this monitor
game
that's
and eat a
slightly
cupcake.
crappier. Oh, they put a crappier bulb in it.
a little bit
Yeah.
worse. Yeah.
No, let's talk about positive on it though. Like all of these cabinets, like if your big gripe was the speaker gate and the marquee, you're
Apparently,
good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Totally buy this cabinet.
It's
Like
great,
I
yep.
swear, have you heard the philosophies of like, there's like 4 different things you can do in a product in engineering, but you can only pick 3, that type of thing. I think that's with Arcade1Up, and this one they chose a bad monitor, but they're like, let's see what happens if we try a really high-end speaker system and a really good marquee. Maybe people will like it. Well, how are we going to get that price to $500? We'll just give them a crappy monitor.
Word.
And the answer is, people are canceling their orders.
Well, see, the
So-
interesting thing is everyone's chirping about the screen,
crying.
but
We're
nobody. Okay, everyone's crying about the screen, but
you.
nobody's complaining about the fact that Johnny Cage isn't on the side art. Nobody's saying anything. I haven't heard
'Cause-
anybody complain about that.
Because we
I'm
knew
pretty
all
sure
along.
console kits made
No,
it,
no. That's much more impactful than a shitty screen.
No.
It is. No, it is. It's a
So
fact.
I do just want to bring it up. Kev Gret says never pre-order, never fall for the hype. Been saying it for years. Kev Gret, maybe you should share that information with your inner circle.
There you go. Now I will say this. This is my there's the silver lining to all of this crappy new, whatever 9th gen we're on. the fact that Arcade1Up is now, discounting the previous generation, that's real gold. Like the new
they're bringing the
Partycade
price
for
down to where it should have been to begin with. Gotcha.
Yeah.
BOE Partycade for $125. You better be jumping on that.
Hey, the baby cades that Nostalgia said we're going to sell like hotcakes. It'd be the biggest seller ever.
That's right.
It's finally going for like
If they were
$150.
$100, they would.
I think the current legacies, that could be the ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, BOE, if you don't mind, put up with a few things. That could be the ticket.
You want to get the Street Fighter Legacy for $299 with a BOE monitor. It's not online, but like now you're just dealing with the whole like visual gate or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, for $299 on a really high-end monitor, that's pretty good.
Are we really calling it a
Silverline.
high-end monitor?
And
Is that really what we're saying
well,
that it is?
I will say this. I toyed with the idea of canceling mine, but I thought, no, I'm going to bite the bullet because I have a BOE monitor out of my X-Men versus Street Fighter that I never fired up. I just put it off to the side. I'm going to experiment with that.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
see if
even
I can
think
just
about
swap it
this. I've got a Model 1 Mortal Kombat monitor downstairs. So I can put that in. It's got a better lamp. I might be in business here.
At least
No,
you'll have
seriously.
a better lamp. No, so to Glenn's point about the BOE, look, like the BOE monitor looks great in person. It even looks good on camera.
Yes.
Like you can have a crappy cell phone and it still looks good. You can take the BOE monitor, have the crappiest, be on StreamYard on 720 with the crappiest cell phone from the most
that was 480.
angle corner possible in your room. It still looks good. That's
How about,
a damn
what
good
about with
monitor.
a good cell phone and a good camera and good lighting?
Yeah, and the
really
new
good.
TN monitor still sucks.
Okay, hold on. Can I address this? Because I think my point went over everyone's head. Mike,
Well, you're
you were-
above me, Nostalgia. You're above my head.
My point was we knew there wasn't going to be Johnny.
So, anyways, guys, let's move
Damn
on with the
shame
rest
we
of the
lost
show.
it. There he is.
Can I speak, Mike? Is that okay?
No.
You got to raise your hand. Raise it.
I don't do it. I don't do it.
Raise your
That was
hand.
right.
My
My nose,
point was
Mike.
that
Come on.
my point that to your point, Mike. You said we already knew that Arcade1Up wasn't going to have the Johnny Cage artwork on the side. We knew that. Yeah. We all also knew that Arcade1Up is super shitty about putting quality monitors into their machines.
That's not true. Arcade1Up's monitors have been
We only had one
fantastic
example.
up until
I
this
don't know
point.
what you're talking about, man. The last 4 or 5 machines that have
Yeah,
come
like
out
the
on
last
market have all
2
been shit.
million units they sold had really good monitors.
Yeah, Golden
No.
TXL was the only one. That was the first hint of a
No,
problem.
we're not talking
Yeah,
I
about
don't
Golden
think
Tee. We're
so.
I'm saying all the
They've
monitors
made
were great.
30 Pac-Mans. Only one of them had a crappy monitor in it.
Yeah, so that's my point.
I don't know that that's accurate.
How many
Well,
Arcade1Ups do you even own, Nostalgia? Is it
Bro,
like
I
5?
have-
He's
I would
never even
game,
hold
bro.
on.
Why are you
hold
even
on.
on this show?
That's listen. I could actually argue that I think I've owned more than almost anybody on this panel. I think that
Oh.
maybe Glenn has
Oh,
owned more
snap.
than I have,
Oh, snap.
but I think I've owned over 20 machines.
It's because
so-
PK kept on paying you to reverse engineer it. Got it.
That is true. I'll tell you a
But-
funny story. Funny story here. Now, this is behind the scenes. So Nostalgia was like, I don't work for At Games anymore. I totally don't work there. And then
Less.
PK was upset. He was like, people are saying the speakers in the what is it? The Arcade1Up pinball is better than their At Games pinball. And I had heard that, and I was like, oh well, I don't know about that. Next thing, Nostalgia's messaging me. He's like, hey Mike, can you tell me what kind of speakers are in that Arcade1Up pinball there?
Let me ask you a
Why
question.
don't you take some pictures?
The At Games Legends Ultimate, does it have a good monitor in it?
yeah,
It's a pretty decent. Oh, by the way, it's BOE.
yeah, that's fine.
Burn,
What's
son.
your point?
If the
I'm not sure what
Arcade1Up
you're-
Like a
BOE
rap
monitor
battle.
sucks, then so does the At Games.
My point is that this is not a new problem for Arcade1Up. People have been complaining about this for a while now. You've got a
The
lot of these
screen?
machines come.
Not the
Yeah,
screen.
man, like, come on, what are you guys talking about?
No, this is like NES is hard to put a cartridge in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, this has been a problem since day one. And we're like, what are you talking about? Super Nintendo top loader. And N64 top loader.
No,
not
that's
been an
that's-
issue for the last 2 generations. And you're
No, I'm
bringing
not
up
ta-
something from early
No, but I'm not talking about.
84.
I'm not talking about from when they originally released. I'm saying like the last few machines that have come out, it's been problematic.
Which one? Which ones?
Just
you're
Golden
talking-
Tee, dude.
but hold on, just Golden Tee. But now you've got the NBA Jam cabinet that looks like shit from every angle.
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
not officially
so-
out yet.
That's not out
Right,
yet.
but
Yeah.
that's
It
that's
doesn't-
my
But
point.
it's already,
This is
the
a new
hardware's already
machine.
set. It's not going to be changed. That's the hardware set. in that
That's
age
what
yet.
I'm saying. Like the hardware is set, and they've already shifted over into the shitty new monitor that they're
Let's
putting
just
into a
give
lot
it
of
to
the
nostalgia.
devices.
He's right. 2022 has sucked for Arcade1Up.
Yeah, it's not been a good year.
We got
in
you.
terms of quality. So, 1999 Super Chat, based on Nostalgia's comment, the KI Pro Cab has now officially been dropped down to the Semi Pro Cab with the TN monitor. Thank you very much for the awesome Super Chat, Goofy. We appreciate it, brother. And PDubs is pulling on nostalgia tonight. PDubs is like, can't be on the show, but I'm going to be in
But
the
I'm in the
comments.
chat. Gonna criticize.
So,
You got to keep an eye on you.
let's not talk about bad monitors anymore, but I do want to mention, do you remember the last year Countercades, how great their monitor was?
yes.
Yeah, so that that cabinet has better monitors than the first generation.
Absolutely.
Anyways, it's all really negative, unfortunately. Like I'm going to tell you, I went into B's stream last night, and after I saw the first footage, I was really hoping that we were wrong and it was going to be good. Like I wanted this to be good. I wanted it to be good so bad. I still haven't seen it in person, and maybe I'll feel a little bit differently when I see it in person, when I get to a Nebraska Furniture Mart. But hopefully, some people are saying it's great in person, and if you like it, cool. It's just I'm not willing to take a chance on it from what I've
Hey,
seen. so
Michael,
far, personally.
real quick, P-Dubs made a comment down below saying, "Hey, he'll be on next week. Relax. He's
He could
coming
be on
back."
this week. There's no reason for him not to be on this week.
I don't know. If you piss him off, he won't be here next week. So that might be it. That may be the ticket.
You just got to say something kind of mean to P-Dubs on Friday afternoon. He's out.
He's done.
It's very possible, Kevred. It's always very possible. But I will be honest, and the guys here know this. I sold my MK2, which I regret now, my Midway Legacy, and
So
I had a
did I.
space set out for the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And about a week ago, the sale come up for Ridge Racer, and I was like, you know what? It's $50 more than what Mortal Kombat's going to cost on sale. It's got a BOE monitor. I think I'll have more fun with it. I just went and bought Ridge Racer, so I don't have any intention right now. Oh, here we go. Real smile bit. This is good information. I was wrong about the Gen 1 monitors using CCFL lamps. Got to look at one. They do use LED strips, one on the top and one on the bottom. I think the new panels have only one LED strip on the bottom.
Oh,
That
we're
could
talking
cause it.
about
That cause it. Yeah.
like edge lit instead
So
of
how does
backlit.
Edge
Yeah.
lit. That's why you
That's
only
a-
get the discoloration from one side
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Cutting corners, man. We
Well,
need Wendy's of
Yeah, so-
home arcade where there's no corners cut.
No
None.
corners cut.
Only the best burgers. I mean monitors.
Our monitors aren't frozen.
No, sir.
So thank you very much, Real Smile Bit. Yeah, like you're doing us a solid by coming and telling us that. Then you gave us a super chat too. That was really cool, of you, man. Thank you.
And
very
it was
much.
at full $10, not $9.99.
No nine.
What is up, B?
Hey,
B is
What's
here.
up?
He can't hear us because he's not smiling.
He's not a smile
there's a
bit.
delay.
Is he in the bowl?
Are you there, B?
15 seconds.
Oh, he's grooving. He's grooving is what's going on.
Is he on?
He's got a Voltron shirt on. He's a
Yeah,
little
man.
better than I thought he was.
There we go.
Oh, we're definitely demonetized now.
I can't hear you in the game, so I'm gonna rejoin. Say hello. Just want to chat. Let you know I'm here hanging out with the boss. Come back to you. It's not working out like I wanted to. I think I get it.
Ladies and
What
gentlemen,
did that
was
guy
me.
say?
I
He
didn't
said,
understand a word of
I'm
it.
real busy. I'm backstage right now listening to some awesome beats. It's good to see you guys.
Get copyright strike.
Love you all.
Love you all.
Yeah.
Word.
So
Word.
the other thing I do want to talk about with Arcade1Up, people got their notifications today for Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair is shipping, and for the people that are nervous about it, saying all the Arcade1Up monitors are the shits now, everything's terrible, I want to tell you guys that's not true. Dragon's Lair, whether it's through the build
I don't
process,
want it.
this maybe was
I
done
don't want
earlier.
it. They took
This
out
has a
the
BOE
cell
monitor.
phone thing is gone. I don't want it. I
You
want my cell
wanted
phone
it
right
with
in the
cell
back,
phone.
right there.
He wanted
Screw
the
it.
cell
They
phone.
ruined it.
Everything that we've been heard about this Dragon's Lair is that it's really a 2021 model cabinet.
Yeah.
And it just took a year for them to get it out. So it might actually be good.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Dragon's Lair. Very excited for Dragon's Lair. I think it's going to be a dope cabinet, especially with the history, and like it's one of those marquee pieces you want for your arcade. If it isn't just about building, like having arcade games to play, if it's about building an arcade and nostalgia, recreating that, Dragon's Lair is a really
That's
good
the one
inclusion.
you want in your room for people just to look at and go, "Oh my god!" That it's not really to play because it's not much of a game. But it's
Oh, come
definitely
on
one
now.
to look at. Oh yeah, I mean you can play it like once you figure it out, but it's definitely a game that can always be playing in the background, and it just draws people to it. It's just
Glenn's
one
gonna
of
buy 2 of them. Leave one in a box.
One in the box.
I
One
went-
in Nostalgia's
I
garage.
got more bags. I almost got caught, but I got some more bags the other day.
I'm disappointed that you said that's not much of a game. You weren't a big Sega CD fan, obviously, then.
I thought the Sega CD. I was actually pissed off about the Sega CD when it came
Knew
out.
it.
CD games came out. Look, think of it this way. Now you're going to get me to rant. I'm going to rant on you now.
So I bet you didn't even like Parappa the Rappa either, did you?
No, I couldn't
Oh,
stand
come
it.
on, that game was awesome.
Here's the thing.
Oh yeah, Glenn,
Here's
get out
the
of here.
thing. The Sega CD came with a second CPU, hardware scaling. Oh,
I don't need that evil in my life.
Such a
You could do
mean
that
host.
to him. Don't do that to the Godfather of gaming. You don't have to do it to the Godfather of gaming.
Mike is so on it. We're gonna have John D on one of these days. He's like, "Hey guys, so listen to me. Like, we're gonna work on." And then Mike, boom, he's gonna just
Gone.
drop him.
See ya.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to mention that, Justin. You actually know a little bit more about this than you're really letting on, because John D was on, I believe it was One Up Weekly with you guys, and he did in fact say to you that they weren't going to be able to offer the BOE monitors forever. At some point, they were going to have to go with a different monitor in the cabinets.
It's funny. We did have a conversation about that live, and he said, you know, I was just complimenting him on how great that, you know, the first generation didn't really hit the mark. Like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe you've heard it before, but the first generation monitor had no, not the monitor. I'm not talking about the monitor. The actual PCB had a lot of problems. It's like they were like, how do we get this PCB to work on the monitor? And what they did was they outported 640 by 480, and then they put a chip in there that upscaled it to 1280 by 1024, and then LVDS to the TV. So there's like all these components that were trying to drive that monitor. And that's what caused screen tearing and additional artifacts that were an issue. And then they didn't power it correctly. And then they came out with Gen 3 and then just solved all that. It was like literally they realized, oh, the SoC that we have can drive the monitor directly. Doesn't need an upscaler. We can get correct voltage. And they just got 960p, which is the perfect resolution, 4 times the 240 of the arcades, direct to the monitor from the SoC. And I was blindsided by this because I've been, you know, help running RGB.com, retrorgb.com, and like the best resolution they kept on talking about upscaling at the time was 960p. And I'm like, what the hell? Arcade1Up actually did it right. And now, you know, I'm talking to John D, and I'm like, the fact that you actually went to 4x3 and without any compromise on these monitors is great. And he made the comment of, well, that may not always be the case. And he said, it's because of supply. It's possible that we may have to do 5x4 in the future. There's no guarantee that the 4x3 will last forever. But he also said in that conversation, but we could probably still keep it at that 960 by just literally taking the bezel and putting it over the monitor. That extra 32 at the bottom and top, they'll just cover it, which they did not do with Mortal Kombat. They're just let's just stretch it. Which
I could say from that standpoint, I could tell you we're having a hard time getting chips still. It's really amazing me how bad the market still is and how hard it is to get. So on that reason, Justin, I could see why they would have to do something like that, because parts are still hard to come by.
Yeah, and they have a higher end chipset. So I think telling the chipset, hey, we're going to operate this game at just a slightly higher resolution, and, you know, it just adjusts accordingly, it can perform pretty well. They just couldn't do that on the Gen 1. I mean, that was like 15-year-old. The chipset was a single-core processor. It was the same exact chip that's in the 16-1. It's a really crappy chip, you know? And then when they jumped to the Gen 3, it's like they went 10 years in the future with a quad-core. And now they can do better things with it.
Yeah, so I guess this is the point where the iArcade community is so lucky because if something like this did come up, John would be the first one to like walk out and be like, "Hello, my friends. Unfortunately, we have this and we got to do that." And with Arcade1Up, I mean, John used to be so accessible. He would come out and sometimes talk about this, and I think really a lot of people would be a lot more understanding and willing to accept like some of these issues if there was somebody from the company that would come out and just have these conversations with people saying like, guys, listen, we really wanted to put a good screen in there. We're not trying to shortchange you or just trying to skimp out here. Like literally this is a supply issue. Like having that level of contact with the community would go a long way with situations like this.
It's you, Mike. You just gave the answer. That's
but
answer.
I don't get to give the answer. I'm saying it.
I think the difference
but it
is
should be somebody from the community. From the
John
company.
can speak to the community and get 90% reach to his audience.
Yeah.
And even when John D was, at his prime and talking to the community, probably wasn't making any difference. I mean, it's sad. Like I hate the whole we're 1%ers or whatever, but probably from Arcade1Up's point of view, their actual like profit margins, they're probably not seeing a dent in anything John D does. It's literally, it was just Scott Baccarat letting John D do whatever he wants to do. And there's a certain point where he put his foot in his mouth and he's like, dude, now you're causing trouble, because you don't hear any, he's not seeing any of the benefits that John D was doing, but he was definitely hearing the negatives that he was doing. He was like, you got to stop.
Yeah, that's true.
It's sad, but I think that's
What are we talking about?
Cool toy.
I don't know.
Arcade1Up's super shitty monitors.
All right. So anyways, moving along from that, Dragon's Lair is coming out. Hopefully it's going to be really good. I'm really excited. I have it pre-ordered. I know never pre-order, but mine's coming in from the Brick. It's only Arcade1Up Direct and the Brick here in Canada. The only way you can buy it, right? There's no retailer available for either.
I think so.
I don't think so. No.
Not yet.
Did the Brick pick it up?
Yeah, the Brick has it in Canada because it's one of the magical things. Like,
Yeah.
because every time I look at that and I'm like, Arcade1Up retail only, I'm like, oh yeah, add another $500 onto it.
Is the Brick like right on the border? Do they like just really
No,
across the border?
No. They have a pretty good relationship with Arcade1Up. They have a great relationship with all the home arcade companies actually.
And they have one in Newfoundland?
Yeah.
You really looked out, Mike.
Oh, I know. They never used to. I was so sad because I wanted to get the Marvel Superheroes limited edition cabinet, but of course I didn't want to order it direct. And like we didn't have a Brick in Canada at the time, and it was literally just right there. Hey!
Hey,
What is going on?
what's up, kids?
Were they having a picnic?
Yeah, it's a nice picnic.
That's it.
out.
And that's all we get.
That's it.
B's just bragging. He's like, yeah, I'm hanging out with John D. He's talking about how crappy the NFL Blitz is, but it's not gonna have online play, and the cabinet's gonna look exactly like X-Men.
It's gonna have a 16-inch monitor. What?
All right, moving on. Let's talk about some more positive stuff. Capcom Fighting Collection came out this past week. Is anybody interested in the Capcom Fighting Collection?
No.
Anybody pick it up? Steam, Nintendo, Xbox?
I'm interested in Red Earth because this is the first time we get a home
Yeah.
release. So I'm interested in that game specifically. I don't know if it's enough to buy the game, so I'll probably get it on Steam and play it for a while, but
You try, Mike.
You'll
figure it out one of these days, man.
There we go.
Just keep
There
pressing
we go.
buttons until it looks good.
So Capcom Fighting Collection, I've seen a lot of YouTubers do reviews on this. Obviously, the demo copies went out to the usual suspects like IGN, RGT85, John Riggs, people like that. I don't know if John Riggs actually got one of these. No. Actually, Nostalgia, you are connected with Capcom. They send you one of these?
No, I get a bunch of emails, but I don't get any access to this.
Yeah, it's probably because they realize you don't make videos.
Well, there's that too, yeah.
That is mostly true, yes.
Yeah. So anyways, there's a lot of really cool first-time games on this. They do offer online play. I mean, obviously you can buy the Steam version, play this through your At Games Legends Ultimate if you're so inclined. If you want to play it on a home arcade console, you can get an arcade controller, play it through your PC that way, or if you have an arcade controller for one of your consoles, you can play it that way. So a lot of good options. I love the Capcom fighting games. Of course, we can play most of these on some Arcade1Up products. So I don't know if is it good for us, or is this more so for console people that that'll be the closest they get to a home arcade experience with fighters.
I think it's all about the lobbies.
All about it doesn't have lobbies. It's like Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
It's not
It's
worth it then.
like MK.
No lobbies.
Okay, gotcha.
No spectate mode.
It says online play will be supported with rollback net code for a strong and stable online experience. Unlike the Arcade1Up. Man, I can't believe they
They
put
put
that
that
on
right in the
Amazon.
advertisement. That's crazy.
Really?
Bold. It's bold.
It's super bold.
Fired.
No, for $39 on the Nintendo Switch. Is it only on Nintendo Switch or is it
No.
PS4,
it's-
Xbox, Steam. Yeah.
Yeah, is that iArcade next to it? No,
Yeah,
sorry,
it
I
is.
read that wrong. Steam, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One. But I do want to be clear here. It's not. It's the online is not crossplay. It doesn't have crossplay, so you can only play against what you have.
I think we're losing interest in people. Nostalgia, can you pull that up? Can you pull up the description of this Capcom Fighting Collection? Can
and
you
read
do
it
that?
out for us.
Yeah, can you read Nostalgia that?
I know
for
where
us?
you're going with this, and the answer to that is no. I don't provide my services free.
You don't
of
do
charge.
that. Okay,
on,
let
bro.
me try. This is Steve from Nostalgia. Let's get started. Darkstalkers all in one. For the first time ever outside of Japan, all 5 Darkstalker games are playable in the one collection, including 2 titles previously released in Japan. Okay, you try Nostalgia.
No, but that was very well done.
Oh, come on.
That was very well done. You guys, if you guys want to hear my voice, you can watch one of the videos I released like 6 years ago.
Oh, come on.
I-
We
I'm-
need more from you, Nostalgia, please.
I will tell you, I am going to get this, but I'm going to do the same thing I do with all these games when I get them. I am going to wait until it goes on sale. Ladies and
Didn't play
gentlemen,
it.
who had what? Oh, he left.
Oh, my God.
He's got
Oh
the
my
Darth Vader voice.
What is happening? Something evil is happening.
I am Dub-Zero.
Dub-Zero is here with us. What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
Cool. What's up,
Oh,
guys?
The hell?
Ladies
Do
and
that.
gentlemen, Glacier from WCW has arrived.
Evidently, PDubs is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat, unlike nobody else in the world.
So this is the actual big moment of the show, because now we'll find out, did he or didn't he open the box and put the cabinet together?
No, I did not open the box yet.
What's in the box?
What's
But
in
I
the
can
box,
tell
man?
you
What's in the
that
box?
the box is pretty cool.
Oh my god.
Wow. Can we go back to nostalgia reading a book?
Glenn, what are your thoughts on Dub-Zero?
I'm not going to make a comment. He'll freeze my ass.
Come
You
on,
guys
chill.
need to chill.
You know what it's like to get? I mean, only nostalgia knows what it's like to get like frozen snow out of your hair. I mean, it's not easy, dude.
No, it's very problematic.
Yep.
All right.
So,
You're here. Take over.
no, I don't need to take over. Go ahead, Mike. It's your
Mhm.
show.
No,
Your
your
show.
show. I get
Your
to go
show.
down here
Why
now.
did you move
Show.
the farthest away possible from
Your
I'm
show.
hiding.
All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Sorry, we can let the show can begin.
All right. Ready to go live, guys? Come on.
Yep.
Hit the live button. Let's go.
All right,
Let's
let's go
do it.
live finally.
All right, finally, let's go live.
All right, so what are good topics that we can talk about today? I think the big interesting thing that everyone's been talking about is the brand new games that iArcade released today. Two
Absolutely. Talk
in
about
one
those.
day, right? Let's
Talk about that.
Tell us about that shooter. Go.
Did you guys?
Well,
Did you guys legitimately talk about that already?
Yeah, we
No,
did.
we haven't talked about any of this.
Oh.
I think
Oh.
we should also talk about the screen quality on the Arcade1Up machines and
There's
how
a
they've
lot
been
to
terrible
cover,
for
so
quite a
let's get
while.
started.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's start there.
yeah.
Vito's is like, I thought I was coming for the dregs. I avoided all this.
I built my Mortal Kombat 30th, but every time I played online, the matches just kept freezing.
PDubs, you can't laugh.
So stupid, it's funny. Oh my god!
Last weekend was Father's Day. Enough of the dad jokes.
Yeah. Glenn's showing his true age here.
Scorpion.
That's so funny. They kept freezing.
He's Ghost Rider.
You can't write that shit.
Glenn actually has to marry a green-eyed woman before the next full moon.
It's so
stuck like that forever.
It's so appropriate that PDubs is Sub-Zero because the new Arcade1Up 30th MK keeps on freezing when you try to play online.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Frozen. So,
Oh
yeah.
my God. What's
Good times.
happening?
Good times. So,
Hey,
how
PDubs,
is
so what do you
everyone?
think about I'm sorry, what is it?
Dub
freeze-
Zero.
Sub
Dub
okay.
Zero.
Dub Zero.
Dub Zero. Okay, right.
Dub-Zero.
It's so stupid I forgot. What do you think about the new Q Bert? Because that's a topic people are really interested in.
Oh, that's easy. That one is cool.
Nice of you to say so.
Nice of you to nice of you to say so. That
Very
was
good,
Fox.
Fox.
That was very good, Fox.
Hey,
All right.
And this
So-
is Super Game Room Dudes Season 2. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
There we
All
go.
the hype. Here it is. This is it.
all right.
We-
So
we
Dub
will-
Zero.
We will have our season premiere next week.
That's
Eventually.
we say that every week. We're just gonna live.
I heard the timeline got frozen. All right, so we just got finished up talking about the Capcom Fighting Collection. For $39, it's an interesting opportunity to be able to play this new Capcom Fighting Collection on multiple consoles. It doesn't look like it's cross-play, but players can now take the fight online to showcase their abilities in all 10 titles across ranked, casual, and lobby matches with up to 9 players. Is this the solution for actually the home arcade people to switch to when the new Street Fighter non-Big Blue Pro comes out and it's worse than the Big Blue? What do you guys think? I'm just making stuff up as I go.
Dark
along.
days are ahead. I think this is a good option for people who don't want to play, don't want to buy arcades. I think that's the main thing. It's a chance for people that don't want to emulate stuff to pick up, official licensed copies of these home arcade games and play them from the comfort of their couch. That's the truth of it. That's what these games are.
Will it be as big as the new Turtles game?
No, God, no,
No, not at all.
no.
Not at all.
The demand is astronomically different, right?
Why is that? Why is the Turtles game so much more demanding than a Street Fighter?
It's legit new. Oh, never mind.
Hey, John, can you hear us?
Look, they're doing this.
I don't think so.
I don't think you can hear us.
That's not the California.
Give
flag.
us your special finger if you can hear us.
Oh, is he gonna moon us?
I don't know.
I think you got it.
He's listing
oh.
all the leaks of the
I know
Arcade
where
One
they're-
Up
They're
cabinet.
one up.
No. I know where they're two. They're at the fights. That's where they're two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's a ring. They're at the fights.
I thought that
Arcade
was
1 Up
the,
is
the
actually
Blitz cab.
No, Arcade1Up is sponsoring these fights right now. Like they're one of the sponsors behind one of the fighters. So that's where they're John and B are at tonight.
Oh,
Tax write-offs are great.
that's awesome.
Hey guys, have
Maybe
we
they can afford better
talk about the
monitors with their
arcade
tax
games that they
write-offs.
released?
Oh, does this mean that Punch Out is confirmed?
No.
No!
What's gonna
If
happen?
Shaq was there, that'd be a different story.
Oh, okay, right. No, they've got him slated for the Blitz reveal.
Yeah.
You really hate it? Come on.
Why is console fanboy so cold-blooded?
Dub Zero is the hero we need.
Well,
All right,
not
guys.
the one you need, but the one you deserve.
The one we deserve. All right, moving on. That's enough of that. Nintendo has a huge sale on right now as well. The Nintendo Switch eShop is blowing up. Pretty much everything is on sale. One of the biggest sales they've ever done. If anybody hasn't checked it out yet, let me pull up the games list here so you guys can see it. And by pull up, I mean, I'm sure I'll pick the wrong screen. Oh, no, I did the right one.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. So anyways,
You
let
did
me
it.
scroll down here. Like there's all kinds of stuff. Bravely Default 2 playing through right now is on for $41.99, 30% off. Pikmin 2, Super Paper Mario or Paper Mario Origami King, $41.99. Dragon Quest, $34.99. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Awesome, by the way. I know, Justin, you said your daughter prefers the original. Still a good game. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Octopath Traveler, Astral Chain. There's just a massive sale with so much stuff going on. I'm excited because just last weekend I picked up Deadly Premonition, the original Deadly Premonition Origins, which was on sale, and I was like, I don't want to play full price for Deadly Premonitions 2, but Deadly Premonitions 2 is on sale this week, so I'm going to pick that up a little later on. And then on top of this, there's also a massive Steam summer sale going on, so if you're a digital content fan in any way, right now you're in a good place because there's just sales everywhere with all this shit. Is there anything cool you guys have been eyeing that you might have got notifications on that you wanted to pick up for your Switch, Steam, anything? Nostalgia. I'll bring up you first.
No, nothing. I want to talk about the new games that are coming out on the iArcade. I'm going to buy both of those.
Yeah, I mean, they're only like $5, so
Yep.
you know.
Where did Dubstalgia go? I'm so confused by this. Who are you?
I picked up a couple of games on Steam today because Steam started their big summer sale. I'm trying to. Okay, I've bought so much crap lately. I'm trying to remember what games I picked up. Hang on,
He's trying to look on his computer, but it's frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen. It's frozen. Hang on, maybe I'll pull it up on my Steam app.
I was telling you guys
remember.
earlier, I picked up Streets of Rage 4 because it just recently left Game Pass, and I felt at a loss without access to Streets of Rage 4. So I picked up the Steam version today on sale, 50% off.
Oh yeah. So on Steam, we have Retromania Wrestling, which was inspired by, Fire Pro Wrestling. If you guys heard of that game on Steam,
Yep.
Fire Pro Wrestling has got a lot of good reviews out there. So Fire Pro Wrestling was on sale for $8. So I picked up Fire Pro Wrestling. That game is usually like $30-$35, something like
That's
that.
a slam dunk. Yep.
I picked that up on Steam. There's that side-scrolling beat 'em up game. It's like a cartoon beat 'em up. It's called Asterix and Obelix. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where like they're the Vikings. It came out a couple of years ago. That game is usually like $40-$50. I picked that up for $17 today on sale on Steam. And I also picked up an RP, like a dungeon crawling game last night, which was really cool. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, guys, the Steam summer sales are pretty dope. They're pretty dope. There's a lot of good crap on sale on Steam, and I'm talking stuff's on sale for like $3. That's usually $20. You definitely want to comb through Steam and find your favorites. I'm sure you'll find a bunch you like. I picked up a bunch of stuff. Is Anti-Hero here today in the live chat? Anti-Hero bought like 20 games. He usually watches our shows, and he was showing everybody in the Discord groups what he bought. He cleaned house today, so that was pretty cool. Look at Craig. He picked up the Ghostbusters Remastered.
Oh, nice.
Jason, he got Messenger, Wildfire. Thomas was Alone, and Halloween Forever for like $25. There you go. A lot of good sales. Yeah. What were you saying, Mike?
I don't know anymore. Final Vendetta full price. Son of a bitch.
I know. Not yet.
Yes. So Final Vendetta. I've been playing it a bunch on Xbox. So I have it on Steam and Xbox. I was playing it on Xbox, and I finally just figured that game out. Right. I got 1 million points in one game. I got the superior rankings, and I made it to level 4 to level 5. I almost beat the game. And Final Vendetta, I did a game review on my channel. It's a very hard game, but just like any other game, you just got to get good, right? And you just repetition, muscle memory, learning what all the secret moves are, learning where they have secret lives hidden throughout that whole game. Because remember, one thing about that game is if you run out of lives, you're done. There's no continues like Ninja Turtles and other games, other beat 'em ups. But if you find all the bonus lives, you could get upwards of 10, 11 lives, which should be enough to beat the game. and I almost did it. So, but I'm actually becoming more and more of a fan of Final Vendetta the more I play it, and you just kind of just keep going through it. So, but yeah, that was really cool. I think I posted something on my Facebook page showing, look at my trophies I earned. I was pretty hyped about it. Because, you know, sometimes you just got to get good, man. If you're not good at a game right away, play it a few rounds, see what happens, right? So yeah, there you go.
It's the secret. Just play more.
Well, you know, it's weird. I actually I get progressively worse sometimes. Like if I'm playing in a certain arcade game, like I'll just start doing worse, like really bad. Like I get frustrated.
Well, because if you're starting over again, like in Donut Dodo, I enjoy the game, but then you play it more and you start getting killed off quicker because you're trying to get through those levels really fast in the beginning. So it happens.
Yeah.
You just got to have cold steel nerves, Michael B.
Like we're still just cold hurt.
Not
Just
that
like
cold.
that.
No, that's
Not that cold.
much. No.
Nothing's that cold.
Now, I'd like to. This is gonna sound like self-promotion, but I think we're friends here, and you guys understand where I'm going with this.
Well, I'm underneath you, buddy, so I have
put
to
it in
be.
the private chat if you want to, if you'd be so kind to link it out. But I've made almost no videos in the last 2 weeks, but gained hundreds of subscribers. It's because I'm buying subs. I went ahead and just buy.
Everybody knows it, right?
We know that. It's obvious.
No, what it is I'm good friends with Castlemania Games, and he saw that I was really close to 10,000 subscribers, and he wanted to motivate people to help me get to 10,000 subscribers. And if you click on the link that maybe Mike or PDubs would share with the chat,
I got it up. Yeah.
There's no real obligation. Like if you go to it, it's a Glean site. I want to mention this because there's probably only a few hundred people that are going to enter this entire giveaway. And once I hit 10,000 subscribers, which I'm 500 away from getting, Castlemania Games is going to give away an OLED Switch to one of those people.
What's a Switch?
It's those games that we were just talking about that are on sale. It's
Made
the
by
system.
a company called Nintendo.
Right.
They
we'll
make
start
cards.
Yeah.
They make
It's a really
cards. When I was
awesome
growing up, they
promotion
made
that he's
cards.
doing. I guess there's 3,400 people that entered. No,
Well,
it's
you
like
get three, there's multiple entries, right?
yeah,
Per
you can
person.
do multiple entries, right?
So
Um,
you got to remember, we're all home arcade YouTubers. We're trying to progress to Xbox YouTubers, which we learned last
so
week.
we go to Switch and then Xbox. Is that how it works?
But we're all home arcade YouTubers, so people might not be familiar with Nintendo. For those of you who don't know, Nintendo's the company Arcade1Up can't get.
Yeah. Just to be clear,
Do
if
the
you guys
Donkey
aren't familiar
Kong.
with that title,
It is also important to note that on the Nintendo Switch, they actually put in a good quality monitor, so it'll look
Spencer.
great.
Viewing angles are awesome.
it's
They are.
especially this one.
Yeah.
It's an OLED, right? The
Yeah.
viewing angles are like spectacular. The black levels are amazing. The screen is slightly
Yeah,
larger.
but the marquee sucks.
What are you crying about, Justin? You're right in front of it. It doesn't matter.
and
Well,
it's
Justin, you're-
possible for you to get it for free.
To be fair, Justin, you're not allowed to talk about the Nintendo Switch
That's right.
unless
I
you
don't
own one.
I don't own
Well,
the
for-
OLED.
Why are you even
If you
talking?
don't
I
own the
own,
OLED,
like,
you're not allowed
five-
to have an opinion.
I own like 5 Switches, but none are OLEDs. I just bought another one that's broken. That was a good deal. $90 for a broken Switch, and
That's-
all it had was a bad SD card and then a scratch on the front. And I bought the parts to replace it. And the kickstand broke off. But man, I'm excited about repairing that Switch.
Is it a bad SD card port or is it a bad cartridge
The
port?
card itself.
I bet it just needs pushed in.
Oh,
That's what she
That's
said.
what
because-
she
Women
said.
have fingernails.
because the kickstand broke off. So I think the Switch fell, the kickstand broke off, and then the little connector for the SD card to the
Yeah,
PC, it's probably just loose.
disconnected.
Popped out.
$90. But the real problem with it is it's got a little scratch on the screen. It's about $30, I think, to replace.
You know, there's some
those
plastic
screens.
polishes. You want to try that? You scratch band if you can't polish out with one of the
Ooh.
Novus products.
Ooh, I haven't-
Novus
I'll-
works
I'll
really
check
well.
that out. Check it out.
Wanted to ask, Glenn, you were in hospital a little while ago. Isn't that the same thing that happened to you? You fell and broke your kickstand?
Oh my God, you're too funny.
No, my kickstand
shove
is
it
never
back in.
broken. Thank God. My kickstand,
You know,
that's
speaking
solid.
It's just the connector that was loose.
Just wiggle that and shove it back in.
speaking of Glenn, I want to get your opinion on this because this is another game that I picked up today. This is also available on Switch as well as on Steam, other consoles, etc. This is Galacticon. Now, this is one of those new games, kind of like Donut Dodo, where somebody comes in and they make a game inspired by the games we grew up loving. And take a look at this, Glenn. You got a mixture of
It looks like Joust.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you see Joust? Do you see
Asteroids.
Robotron?
Defender.
Asteroids. And let me tell you something, dude. I downloaded this game. I got this game. This game is awesome. Galacticon is super cool. I don't know why
It looks
nobody's
great.
Why is
Coming to
nobody-
iArcade tomorrow.
Yeah,
What platform
nice.
is it on now? It's just Steam right now?
It's on Steam. It's on Switch. It's only like $3 or $4, and this game is so cool. It's so
That
cool.
rocks.
See, now this is the thing that these games are just fun. You know, the games don't always have to be this big, you know, product. Simple, pick it up, play for 5 or 10 minutes, fun. You know, look, you used to go to the bathroom for 5 or 10 minutes when you were like 12, 13 years old. But now it's with a video game.
Whoa, does it actually come in an arcade cabinet, or
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah, when you buy it on Steam, they ship the arcade machine to you.
So if I buy for
inefficient.
$3 on Steam, they'll just send that to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was another game that
size.
was like that, where it was like, it's totally promotional. They're like, you
Hey, I
can
want her.
totally
Where'd you
get this
go?
full-size arcade. And it's like, no, you can't.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the game, though.
Yeah, I looked into it. Like, it was not for sale, but the game's totally available on Switch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does look pretty cool.
So, Glenn, tell me you don't want to play this.
Actually, I am probably going to take a look. I actually have Steam, believe it or not. I actually have an account for Steam, so I may pull this one down. It looks fun. It really does. Looks like my kind of game.
Whenever I hear of Glenn playing like a game on Steam or something, he's like, I actually have Steam. You ever watch Angry Video Game Nerd and he sits down and tries to do modern computer stuff on like the 80s computers? That's
He's
what I
coming to
imagine Glenn
support.
doing, trying to play this on like an old
My
like-
Amiga is online, so it's possible. But this does
And-
look fun.
Yep. And Nooner just asked, can you play this via Steam on the At Games Legends Ultimate? Yes, you can, my friend. This game is one of those games that kind of like Vendetta, Turtles. It's like arcade ready. You know what I mean? You can play Nintendo Switch on an Arcade1Up with an Intech gaming control panel, and boom, you could be playing this game on your arcade. If you have Steam, you can connect your PC or even your Valve Steam Deck to your arcade cabinet and get this game up and running on your At Games Legends Ultimate products.
I so want it on a cassette. Look at
But
that.
this game is really, really cool, man. I really am digging this game, guys. Go check it out. Go check out Galacticon. Give it a chance. It's only like $3 or $4.
Yeah, it's $2.99 on Switch.
Like, you can't say no to that if you
Look, I'm
like
gonna hit it
Robotron,
now.
Joust. If you like those kind of games, Robotron, Joust, and Asteroids had a baby, it would probably be this game.
Wait, where's the Robotron in it? Mike's,
see it.
that's Mike's question. I'm answering. it.
There's no real Robotron. Maybe when the guy blows up a little bit. There's more Defender than there is anything else.
Yeah. But you guys got to check it out. I think it's worth it.
Anyways, the other thing I wanted to bring up, I actually have a review copy of this from the place called Keymailer, but I got sent it's called Gravatar Recharge. Have you played any of these?
Oh,
Atari
Gravatar,
remake
really?
games?
Gravatar is a great game.
Yeah, but it's recharged. It's these modern versions of these Atari classics. And I've been playing them, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe iArcade can't get the Atari original games, but maybe they can get some of these recharged classics. That'd be great for
go.
iArcade.
I wonder, because it is Atari still, right?
Yeah.
It is,
It's basically a new version of the classic.
Oh, it looks good.
Atari, yeah. So I'm probably going to be playing this a little bit. Kevgrit says Atari Recharge 100% legit.
And Gravatar this was a great game. I love this game.
Yeah.
Wow, you finally agree with Kevgrat. That's great.
I do.
Well, we have received. Stop hitting the buttons, Mike. I got this. All right, we have.
He's back.
Still angry, I guess.
Slap in the hand.
We have received confirmation that Atari has actually renewed their exclusivity with Arcade1Up. So a lot of the original Atari games from the 80s and stuff that you guys are hoping to see on iArcade and other platforms,
Like
it's
Star
just
Wars?
it's just not going to happen, right? However, when it comes to the Recharge series are considered console games, not arcade games.
Mhm.
So all these Recharge games, Missile Command Recharged, Tempest Recharged, Black Widow Recharged, this
Centipede.
game, Centipede Recharge, Gravatar Recharge. These are all the kind of games, because they're console games. In my opinion, iArcade should be getting these games up and running on their
Perfect fit.
platform. I think it would be a perfect fit because it highlights what that console is. It's supposed to be a mix of old with the new, and what is a better mix than the Atari Recharge series, right? I really like
It's
the
like
Recharge.
it's like taking me and what's that name? Grande, that musician, mixing us together, and that's recharged right there.
No,
It's
the
not at all
recharged
what it's
version
like.
of you is Bill's
even-
retro show.
Not even...
You're right.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's so funny. You know, the first time I saw Bill's retro game.
Wait, actually, he looks a little bit like me. There we go.
That's it. There you go. That's him.
Get some glasses, Glenn.
I thought you guys were related too, like honestly. Like I really did.
I think it's the region, right?
Yeah, this area, you lose your hair. Just what happens.
Nooner says that's a great workaround idea versus fighting for licenses with 1UP. Yeah, why not? Why not? And oh, look at here's Bill. He'll take that as a compliment. There you go.
I've been holding that one back for a while. The Bill Glenn
Connection.
There's a lot of jokes you can do it. It's like they're actually the same person, you know.
Like this came out Breakout Recharged. This is what I would rather see on the iArcade than the original Breakout.
It shows
you know
off the power of the iArcade too,
with a
right?
spinner. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And where would they get that spinner, Glenn?
I have no idea. Some schmuck, I'm sure, will make one.
I heard a rumor they were working with somebody. They were going to take their model and just put it on their cabinet without consent.
It's not like it has happened before, has it?
Wow.
Are you able to discuss the Retro Dim Sum? Are you partnered with them, or is the spinner like similar to yours or something?
I'm sorry. What was that console?
I have it upstairs right now. I've been playing with it.
Oh,
And
the new Kickstarter one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my spinner and trackball. We've been working with him. We're actually trying to get him actually special pricing to try and help him out because we're really excited for this product.
Yeah.
But that is my trackball and spinner in there. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
Cool.
everywhere.
I won't bash it.
I'm
then.
everywhere.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you are everywhere, Glenn.
I am. I got VD everywhere. It's just what happens.
What the hell? You dirty sailor. In every port.
No, but seriously,
in every crack.
He's got a really nice design. I didn't realize you had it. I know Ralph had it. But
he's got a couple of units because Ralph has a unit with a different marquee. Mine has like it's not the finalized marquee, but it's different than the marquee that Ralph has.
The key is again what I like about him and his product is what I believe in personally is the right controls for the right game. So if you want to play a game with a driver controller, you connect that module. You want spinner and trackball games, you connect that module. It's got pogo pins on there, and when it connects,
I've been playing with it, dude. Like one of the coolest things I'll put in the review. I'm going to try to work on it tomorrow. Is I played with it, and I was messaging the Retro Dim Sum guy. I'm like, like because I was like, what about this? Like the sticks are like. I was like, what are the quality of the sticks? Because like it feels a little loose. Like, so I'm like, maybe you should look into that. So I was thinking about like literally giving him feedback. I was like, don't drive my video, but I'll tell you the feedback because he's like, it's not finalized yet.
Right, it's not
an opportunity to be like, here's what I think you should tweak. But one of the things that I was testing was like, you can swap the controls live.
Yeah.
Like literally, you're playing the game and go, let me do this one, and it just works. And the pogo, oh my god, it's a genius idea.
Yep. The pogo pins
so there's look guys, like if you want to swap the controls, all you got to do, there's a latch on the bottom. You pull the latch out, pull it out, put the other one in literally while the game is playing, and stick it right in. There's no wires. Right. Because what happens is the control deck goes inside there and touches 4 pogo pins. That's the USB connection. And it just
slides right in.
It slides right in. And then that latch pushes up inside the unit, and now it's secure.
There's two things. There's 2 things I suggested to him. One was I think you should have my gate switcher in there, and that was 1. 2, when it docks,
I told him that too. I told him
when it
that.
docks, it's supposed to go. Ooh,
yes,
when you dock,
it needs
you
a
need
little
that sound.
Yeah,
and then you got a winner.
Well, I mean, you need the full Planamento experience. I mean, when docks you're going to have that experience.
Do you guys think Arcade1Up should re-release the Star Wars cabinet?
Absolutely.
Oh, they will. They're going to.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
going to.
Come on.
Well,
Glenn's like they're going to release a Pro, with my steering wheel.
Yeah. I just did a video on my channel. I just did a video on my channel showing Joe Sabo's slip-on marquee for the Star Wars Atari cabinet. And What's funny is there's a few folks who commented on the video like, this looks great. And by the way, I wish I had the Star Wars cabinet, right? And there was one viewer who kept commenting on their comments going, well, you do realize that Arcade1Up had that cabinet available for an entire year, right? And I'm like, bro, I had to go in and defend the other viewers from this guy. I'm like, maybe they didn't even know it existed. Maybe they're new to Arcade1Up.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, it's been so long since they released it, and Arcade1Up has grown so much that they should re-release it. There's
they
a lot of
absolutely
people.
will.
No,
Again,
we can, we can
Again,
comment on
remember,
our
they just
channel.
renewed their license with Atari, right? So that's one of the
Yes.
licenses that they got. They are going to milk that license.
Yeah, why would you
as they
not?
can.
Yeah, if you've got that, why wouldn't you re-release it?
So,
But as is, right? No changes, right?
Well, yeah, they may. I mean, I would love
think
that
they're
to
gonna
be
change
the
it.
environmental
Like an XL or
cabinet. I mean,
Pro
like a special thing that, like with if you want the retro recipes, you know, he made that beautiful sit-down cabinet. I got it right now. I built my own. I got the Arcade1Up. I would buy that in a second.
I told
put it in my
John,
bedroom.
the secret is it's a tent. Okay,
Yes,
that's the secret.
exactly.
Make a
Exactly.
tent and it fully enclosed, but literally it's a tent that you assemble.
Canvas.
It's a little canopy.
That's a horrible idea.
You gonna put wood over your head from Arcade1Up? That's not happening.
No, I just
do
want
a tent.
I mean, I just hope that they re-release the upright as it was originally done by them. Don't change anything.
So I talked to John about that. He was on some stream. I was like, "Will you ever release an Arcade1Up?"
Yeah.
And he said, "We did. And it was as they launched new countries.
Sorry.
Whoa!
Crazy. Nathan was fighting next. Johnny's over there.
All right. It's no good, man.
There goes my eardrum. Oh my god.
So
All right, it's no good.
So it was they released a new country, and so they went ahead and commissioned another set, a few thousand or so of Star Wars cabinets,
right.
and they sold them in those regions. And they had a handful that they knew they weren't going to be able to sell because they did a run, and they went ahead and I think it was on Walmart or something. They actually lit them
trickled
up
out.
on Walmart. They were gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he goes, those were fresh, new machines. And I was like, well, are you going to do it again? He goes, when we do it again, it'll be different. It won't be the same machine, is what he said.
That's gonna be
Imagine
a
if he
shame.
does the Return of the Jedi shape.
I don't know.
It'll be the same shape. It'll just be the other cat. It's
It
Star
just
Wars with a
looks
sticker
so
on it.
I think-
damn
I think-
good, you know.
I think they'll do like an XL version or something.
That's probably what they would do if anything. It would probably be an XL version.
And I bet they're waiting because it's like that type of cabinet. They probably punch in the numbers and go, it's not ready. It's not time. They're like, that cabinet needs to be priced at this number, like $599 or something like that. And they're like, we just can't get that price. We can't get, and maybe that one they'll be like, we need BOE. Be like, well, we just can't do it at $599.
Right. And I'll be the first to admit their yoke in there is really not half bad. I mean, there's been some problems with them breaking, but for the most part, that cabinet is close to perfection as you're going to get from what they released.
They would definitely re-release that as an XL or a Pro Series. That would be the money move because then they can charge a premium. They could really do whatever they wanted with that cabinet at that point.
Right.
I think so,
But
but
it'll sell.
they're going to want to
can make a
maximize their
tent
profits. So
just for
the
Justin.
timing could
They could-
be like wait until there's just this huge profit margin and then do it.
So
Still
like
sell it for a lot, but like you got a BOE monitor, XL, but it only cost them $250 to make or some crap like that.
They could re-release it exactly how it was, add Wi-Fi, and that's it. And they could charge $100 more easy, and it would sell like that.
Yep.
So you're
Without
suggesting
any-
they'll actually put a good quality monitor in this one?
They have
It's
to.
possible. It's
For that
possible.
one, they have to. For the vector, the vector
to.
effects they did in that
God.
one out now is
Oh, man.
beautiful. If you put a bad monitor in, you're going to ruin that whole
It's
effect.
going to ruin it.
ruin
It's
the
going to
game.
ruin it.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if BOE was purchased for that cabinet.
You'd have to.
Like, yeah, you're right.
But I mean, I
Ryan.
wouldn't re-engineer a damn thing. Add Wi-Fi to what they got, same art, same everything, and just here we go and advertising the re-release. Here it comes. Now with Wi-Fi, and that's it.
Maybe put some JBL 100-watt speakers in there. Maybe they could do that.
I listen. We see what they do when they try something different. I don't mess with a good thing.
Hey, my Space
know?
Invaders, they can hear 4 blocks away.
Well, the problem is that cab was $500 when it came out.
But it was that one was worth it. That one,
you
was
could add Wi-Fi. That could be a $600 cab all day.
I don't know if they.
that is.
I'm curious
Star
if they
Wars
won't make any
cabinet
money
is-
at that price.
I think
the shipping
that's a
and all
different.
that.
Yeah, it's a different.
the Star Wars cabinet is arguably the best cabinet they've ever released.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'd argue that
100%.
all day long.
100%.
So I agree with Fox in the sense that like they have a winning formula in that machine. They could literally just pump out more of that exact same machine and it would sell. But I do think that they would do something different, and they're going to take advantage of the XL's bigger devices. I just would hope that they're smart enough to recognize that they have so many things right with it. They should just make it bigger.
Yep.
And that's essentially it. Like don't screw up anything else. Just make it taller, make it a little bit bigger. Give us a 19-inch monitor.
A 19-inch monitor.
That's
exactly.
it. And yeah, that's really it. I don't even think they need to like Glenn, you were saying the yoke on it is good. It's good.
I mean,
It's good for what
I'm
it
gonna
is.
be honest, you know, I had spoken to Scott back in 2020 before I even knew they were releasing it, and I talked to him about mine, and we gave him a price for it. And when he said it was too much for him, and I saw a prototype of theirs, and I went over to it, and it really wasn't bad. And I told him that. I said, "This, you know what? It's really not bad. It's plastic, but for the price point and for what it is, for the whole machine, it was a winning formula." I agree with Fox completely.
Yeah.
But I think the next way for it to come back would be an XL 19-inch monitor. And like Fox was saying, everything else is fine. If you put a shitty monitor in there or less quality monitor, the vector effect that they did so well in that cabinet would be ruined, as they would
It's
say.
gonna break my heart. Yeah.
Ruined.
Ruined.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be bad.
Yep.
Hey, PDubs, when you get here?
I'm here. I'm here.
PDubs just wants to talk about his Asterix beat 'em up.
I thought we were going to talk about the new
Well,
games released on the iArcade.
I was, but then I noticed the time and I was like, holy cow, it's almost been 2
He was
hours.
like, games on Arcade. You know what's more interesting than that? I'm going to talk about games on Steam.
Word.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like Michael B. You know, kind of in a beat 'em up phase right now. So that
After a week of
Asterisk
work,
game,
I can understand why.
the Asterisk game, that's a beat 'em up game, and then the game I'm waiting for is Jay and Silent Bob's Chronic Blunt Punch. I'm waiting for that beat 'em up game to get released. That game is going to be incredible. Have you guys seen what that's going to look like?
No.
No, show me.
All right, here, let me pull it up
Have
for
to
you guys.
see.
So they did a Jay and Silent Bob game a couple of years ago. Remember, it came out and it was
Brawl?
a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but it was like retro bit, like 8-bit Nintendo type graphics, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people want something that looks a little more like Final Fight, right? A little bit better graphics, modern gameplay style, etc. So hang on, I'll put it up here on the screen for you. And of course, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. Love the whole View Askew universe, etc. of movies that he's made. So this beat 'em up game is going to be hilarious. And hold on, let's get this screen shared. And voila. So this is going to be really cool as well because it'll be set up like this versus the prior beat 'em up game that they released a couple years ago that was like Nintendo graphics, little 8-bit characters. You know what I mean? This is going to be a different style. So, I mean, who doesn't want to play this? I mean, come on.
This
Beat 'em up,
See,
beat 'em
this
ups
is
are
what
back,
Arcade
baby.
should be having.
yeah,
This-
beat 'em up
all day long. Yes, these types of games. This is exactly what they need.
Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. Look at him hitting him with a sock full of quarters, just like LaFour's and
Yeah.
Mallrats.
I like the
You know
graphic
what I mean?
style in it.
So so this will be coming out very soon as well. I have this on my wish list on all platforms, just waiting for them to actually release it. So this is gonna be
Snoochie
cool, but
boochies.
it's all about beat 'em ups right now, baby. Like there's a lot
They're
of good
back.
beat 'em
Listen,
ups.
they're back. I'm telling you, it's the way to
Yeah.
go.
They're back, baby. Does everybody remember when Streets of Rage 4 was first announced and the first demos came out? People lost their shit because they were like,
Yes.
I hate the art style. But it turned out to be such a cool thing. And now so many other companies just there are basically recreating the art style from Streets of Rage 4. That whole drawn animation art as opposed to pixel art.
I don't remember the hate that it got when it first.
Oh,
I don't
so
remember that
much.
Really?
People were so
Serious?
mad.
Oh,
Only up in
dude.
Yeah, I
Canada.
think it was just
That was
Mike.
only
Mike
up in
hated it.
Canada. It wasn't here in the States, man.
That's
No,
right.
no,
See?
no. Streets of Rage
Freaking
4
Canadians.
people were upset that it wasn't pixel art, that it was that drawn. They said it looked like a crappy phone mobile game.
Oh,
Not
Oh,
drawn
no
there.
way. Well, maybe, but when the gameplay hit, it's like, come on. and then you could unlock the actual characters from like the first game, second game, third game, and they're digitized and they look that way. It was there's so much there. It's so cool.
Uh-oh. Here we are. So now the fight is on. So what we're seeing is something in California that B and John D are at, and they are watching a match live. And you can see the reflection
He's actually sponsored.
of the
He has
lights
Arcade1Up on
into
his
the
sponsor.
camera.
Jacob Macaloloy.
I have no idea what's
That
happening.
B and John D in the ring.
Not
right
a
now.
clue.
The fighter with the black trunks actually has Arcade1Up on his trunks. Arcade1Up sponsor him.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
so
that's
this,
cool.
you know what this means? It means we're getting a Street Fighter Pro.
We're getting
Justin,
James Buster Douglas.
Justin,
Boxing.
no, you're
Justin,
both
that's
wrong.
never going to happen.
You're both wrong. You're both wrong.
You're
That
getting
was
a punch
clearly,
out.
Yeah.
clearly a precursor.
Punch out is clearly it's going
Nope.
to happen. Come on.
wrong.
Yeah.
Clearly a precursor to Pit Fighter.
Yeah.
Don't you toy with
I
my
thought they were
emotions.
trying to show us, to see all this
Don't
glare, all of our monitors are going to be that bad.
Oh.
Jesus, guys, it's been almost 2 hours.
We gotta go, man. We gotta
But not
go.
Yeah,
like that.
5 minutes.
We're not at 2 hours yet, though.
We haven't even hit
Yeah,
all
we
the
haven't even. We
topics.
still got 4.5
Yeah.
minutes left.
I'm in my
Yeah.
prime.
Baby.
Just
That's
buy
right,
MK.
guys.
The monitor's great.
It's
Monitor's
greatest thing
awesome.
ever.
Crying. Just drop $500
Just
on it
get it.
now.
If you canceled your order, uncancel your order.
Buy a product and get excited for next product.
I agree.
The-
And Arcade1Up has literally never released a product with a bad monitor. So
Ever.
why would they start now?
And they've never
It's-
plagiarized the product either. They're perfect.
It's Zohar's trolling everyone. That's what it is. Zohar put out a
all
video
good.
today saying the monitor was horrible. Last night, B went live with everyone. It was all a scam to
It was
prove
saran
that
wrap. You put
YouTubers
it
can
over the
influence
monitor.
sales
Yeah.
by MK. It's amazing.
There you go. All right, guys, do us a favor. Big shout out to Justin Console Kids, Glenn's Retro Show, 19K Fox for joining us. Make sure you guys subscribe to their channels, especially for Justin's big OLED Switch giveaway.
Did you mention nostalgia at all?
He's
I'm
not
so-
here. He hasn't shown up.
You always think the guest stars first. And then, of course, special thanks to my co-host, Michael B. the Game Genie. As always, it's a pleasure podcasting with you. Nostalgia's here too, guys. Thanks so much. And also, my
Fucking
dudes,
piece of shit.
we will see you. Now, I haven't been here the last couple weeks, and I got to admit, gentlemen, the show has suffered. What is going on?
I thought we did better than
Oh.
usual.
I don't know, P-Dubs. We're going 2 hours strong with
What is your
195 people
gauge?
watching.
What is your
So-
gauge of the show is suffering?
That's good.
P-Dub's got a couple people, and he's like, go on the show and say it's no good without P-Dubs.
Oh,
Log into one of my fake accounts.
Oh yeah.
Where's
I'm moving on
P-Dubs?
without you.
Oh yeah. It's all a big ruse, all a big scam. But next
P-Dubs,
week,
P-Dubs is there with fake accounts. He's like
Yeah.
the two guys from the Muppet Show. He's like, boo, where's P-Dubs?
He's the one that it's announcing he's
These
leaving.
guys suck.
He's like, that's it. I'm out.
yeah. Whatchamacallit? Yes, a lot of us have received our Mortal Kombat 30th cabinets. Some of us are going to sell them. Some of us are going to put them in a recycling bin. Some of us are going to build them. Some of us are going to review them. So more to come on those cabinets. Make sure you subscribe to the usual places. And also, guys, I will be back next week. Guaranteed, I promise. And hopefully we can finally have our season 2 premiere next week. I need something faster, harder.
Faster, harder. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Justin, give us a
Yeah,
Barbie.
yeah, yo. Fox is the man in the box. He's buried in my spit.
Oh.
Whoa.
Won't you come and save us?
me.
You know what?
Save us.
Hold on. Justin.
Yeah.
Hold on. Dude, I feel like
Oh, we're still live? I thought I was just entertaining you guys. Sorry.
I was.
bro.
I want the A side of the record. I feel like that was the B side. I think you
that
flipped
actually
things
was
over.
really good stuff.
Wow.
That's
was
fucking
badass.
Alice
What are
in
you talking
Chains,
about,
one of
bro?
the
I don't want
most
Alice-
popular songs of the 90s.
I don't want Alice in Chains right now. I want something.
Interstate Love Song. Play Interstate
Little
Love
less-
Song.
No,
little
no,
less
I
peace.
know what you want. I
Yes.
know what you want.
I want something happy
STP.
and fun.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
the
I got it.
weekend. I don't
got
want
it, I got
Alice
it.
in Chains. I want something exciting, not depressing.
Yeah, there it is.
PDubs got a fast car. You gotta dance and drive away. We gotta make a decision. Leave herself. I know that.
Here we go. Here it comes.
Ready, we were flying right in your car, speeding so fast like I was drunk.
There we go.
Speeding down on the floor and on the floor and on the floor, and I got a feeling that I belong. I got a feeling that I could be someone, be someone.
Be someone.
There you go.
Nostalgia, like, don't pretend
There
you
you
grow
go.
up in Canada.
A
bruh.
little more
There you
happy.
go. A little more
for the
chill.
weekend. A little more happy for the weekend.
There you go, happiness.
Now play Freebird. Freebird.
Drink heavily, folks.
All right. We will see you on the web. Justin, how many mixtapes did you give girls in high school?
All of them.
17.
All of them.
Now you
Yeah.
play She's Only 17.
She's only 17.
Underage.
Do you know what's really cool? I don't know if you noticed this,
What's that?
but it's one thing I'm really excited about.
Tell
My
us all
voice
about it.
is back. It's not like 100% back, but
You're
it's
like
good
92%.
It's like
I-
92%.
I do
92%.
miss Unshaved Justin. Unshaved Justin was my
Oh,
favorite
he's
Justin.
coming back for Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, wasn't there a summer sale with At Games?
Nope, never had.